The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about. Yes,
Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. It is Tuesday, August 17th, 2021 years after zero. Today's show is colossal. Shout out to Twine for that beat drop. Wherever you are, I can't thank you enough, whether it's listening on Sirius XM, Channel 82, Mad Dog Sports Radio, or watching along at youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. We can't thank you enough for spending your afternoons with the dumbest group of humans on earth. At Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt, join me in the stew here for hour one. We'll have Tom E. Curran of NBC Sports Boston, who is currently at the joint practices between New England and Boston. One of his videos went viral, kind of dissecting on how the Patriots operate and how the Eagles were operating. But it's not just the Eagles. There was a lot of other things as well. Can't wait to chat with Tom here in about 22 minutes. And then in hour two, we have AJ Hawk, fresh off the Brady Quinn golf course he was on yesterday. Wow. Raising money to save the world. What a hero. Can't wait to chat with him. And also, Dane Orlovsky.
Okay.
Dane Orlovsky of ESPN fame, backup quarterback and starting quarterback in the NFL for a long time, 11, 12 years, whatever it was. He'll join us in hour two from the beach.
From the beach?
This guy's always on the beach. Always got a good tan. Yesterday, he put out a very deep tweet. I reached out to him, make sure he was okay, had a good conversation. Can't wait to chat with him. There's a lot of quarterback controversies around the NFL that we have to talk about. Yeah. Speaking of controversies, though, and I hate to lead the show off with something that's so damn negative. I didn't want to do it. I woke up this morning thinking, you know what, I'm going to have the greatest Tuesday in the history of Tuesdays.
Hell yeah.
Now, it might be impossible because this is not a particular Aaron Rodgers Tuesday, and during the regular season, there's Aaron Rodgers Tuesdays, but I was obviously going, aside from Aaron Rodgers Tuesdays, this Tuesday was going to be the greatest Tuesday of all time. Felt like the weather was good. There was a little bit of fog, actually.
Yeah.
Felt a little gloomy, doomy, but that means the sun wasn't pounding me right in my face for some bit. I mean, I was enjoying my Tuesday. Had a nice Gatorade Zero to start the day. Let me go ahead and hydrate. Had a nice boxing match in the endurance mode, two of them actually, and the Oculus knocked a couple people out. Took a great shit. Had an incredible shower. Got a chance to kiss my wife, had a beautiful kiss, hopped in the car, drove. There was no traffic, hit every green light.
Oh, come on.
That's the type of Tuesday I was having. I was excited to go on and continue to have a great Tuesday, and then bad news dropped into my timeline.
Oh, no.
It is with heavy hearts that we announce that the Timmy Tebow tight end era in Jacksonville is over.
No!
We could have never seen this coming. Whenever we saw the initial photos of him in the Jacksonville Jaguar uniform, walking out with his gloves in practice, we saw a guy whose biceps looked bigger than anybody else in the NFL. When Urban Meyer was talking about the workouts and the tryouts that Tebow had with the Jacksonville Jaguars, he said from the first workout, they told him to work on some things. By the second one and third one, he was unbelievable. We had to sign him.
Yeah.
Urban said he wasn't even there, even though they're neighbors down in Jacksonville and Duval County. He said he didn't even see him, but he's excited to get him into the building and start to work. Everybody on the internet said, Tim Tebow is taking somebody's roster spot that deserves it. Somebody that's been working their ass off to play tight end to hopefully one day reach the NFL. Timmy Tebow, although he made Urban Meyer probably hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. Okay? Now, I'm not just talking about the contracts, all of them that he has signed, but also business ventures he's probably gotten into since the success that he had in Tim Tebow. You remember, he gave you will not see another team do anything better than we would do it. And then they won the national championship and Urban Meyer's thing, and then he had a heart thing, then he retired thing, and then he did the thing, and now he's doing the thing. He's done a lot of things because Tim Tebow gave a speech down in Florida and somehow rallied that Gators team that hindsight, looking back on it, how did everybody get on the same page in that locker room? We will never know. We will never know. But Tim Tebow was able to do it. Urban throws him a life thing. What is that?
Preserver.
Preserver, yeah.
Sure.
Lifeline. and says, hey, baseball didn't work out exactly how you envisioned it. You had a dream. If you want to come play tight end and you can prove to the coaches that you can get better at this position, you're going to give everything you got while we're trying to rebuild a culture. You're the perfect guy to come in here. Urban hires him. People get mad. Then we start seeing drills. Tim Tebow didn't look that bad. Couple catches. Trevor Lawrence is connecting with him. The block seems like he's learning. He's starting to press his feet and the hands. He's like, oh, my God, is Tim Tebow going to figure out how to play tight end? Everybody wanted to shit on Tim Tebow. Hey, this ain't quarterback, Tim. This ain't minor league baseball with hot tubs in the outfield and sold-out ballparks watching you go 1 for 3 on a night with a dinger.
Of course.
Every night you stepped into a...
Far and few between.
What's that?
Whoa.
I saw it on the internet. He hit bombs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he hit absolute bombs.
Could catch a fly ball, too.
But if you want to come back into the football world, there's been basketball players that have been able to transition into tight end. We think you'll be able to do the same. The internet, once again, said, nah, this guy stinks. Then we had the first preseason game, and there was a couple videos that went viral, and they were not for good reasons. He did look bad. He did miss a block, even though it was a tough one. Then he got shedded without even like a pop. He just kind of shedded him, looked like he was off balance. I wonder if Tebow went into Urban's office the next day and said, a lot different than I thought it was going to be. A lot different than I thought it was going to be. And he gets released from the Jaguars this morning. It is the end of an era down in Jacksonville, an era that they were potentially going to sell a lot more tickets because Tebow was on the team, a lot more jerseys, a lot more merch. Pep rallies were probably going to happen twice a week with Tim Tebow going around Jacksonville, his home city. He will no longer be a tight end for the Jacksonville Jaguars. But as he put it, as he always does, Romans 8:28 says, God does everything for good. This will be for the good. Tim Tebow, I don't know if that's the last time we'll ever see you in pads or whatever, but hey, thanks for everything you did for football.
Thank you, Tim.
Overrun, Tim.
Thank you for everything you did for football, Tim. I mean, you were on ESPN every single day. I was in college while I was playing football with maybe the most underrated, electrifying football player of all time, and Pat White, and then Steve Slayton and them. And you were on TV every single night. And then I went down to an awards show, and we had a certain set of rules, and you had to do everything at that thing. So you were doing something else. Tim Tebow was put in a spotlight because Tim Tebow was a polarizing figure. Tim Tebow represented how a lot of people feel. Tim Tebow also represented what a lot of people hate. I think Tim has always been Tim, though, which I think we should all respect. I have no idea what he'll do next. I follow along on Instagram. I think he has a church already.
Wow. Really?
I see him speaking a lot. He always is dressed really cool.
Yeah.
Like really cool. There's always well lit, because these new churches always have like real cool lights.
Oh, yeah.
Spotlights.
State of the art.
Yeah, and it's
thing.
like it's not like your Sunday best anymore. It's like, hey, you're going to wear a Henley.
Yeah, athletic fit.
Athletic fit. Yeah, there's a couple of these guys I follow along that I'm friends with from way back. You know, they got the good genes, they work out, and then they're letting us know what the Lord is saying and things, and then motivational, and then keep it moving. I assume Tim will get into that, modeling, probably acting. I mean, the guy's unbelievable, but he is not a tight end, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's a real shame. It really is, because I was looking forward to seeing Tim, lace up the cleats this season, and I'm sure he'll go right back to ESPN, and as the SEC's getting bigger, I'm sure he's going to get a nice little chunk of that.
Yeah,
and that'll kind of be his breadwinner. But I'll tell you
they
what,
have the SEC network.
They
He'll
do.
probably be.
And I think even last year when he wasn't playing baseball, he was doing a lot of like the daily grind on on the SEC network. But ultimately, the people I feel really bad for, you mentioned them, are those sorry saps who paid like $180 for a Tim Tebow jersey, and now what are you going to do with it?
200 some bucks. I think.
250 maybe.
I think those good ones that are kind
The
of
tackle twill ones.
With
the
delivery.
ones with they're fully etched, stitched
on
in
there. Oh, yeah.
Straight from the equipment manager.
Yeah.
Right to your door, NFLshop.com. Here's $700 jersey. It'll be worth it.
Yeah.
A lot of merch moved out of NFLshop.com, by the way. We always talk about, we talked about the $100 million more dollars at the end of last year than at the beginning of last year for the Green Bay Packers. The way they itemized where they made their money from was hilarious. Like in America, on the internet,
other ventures,
other stuff. I wonder where NFL Shop falls in there, because if you can move a lot of merch, allegedly you make money off of it. Now I think I saw like 0.04 cents per jersey that was sold or whatever.
Nice.
But Tim Tebow was top 5, I think, in merch sales there for a couple
had
of days.
3 of them in the top 5, I think.
He's dead now.
Cover of the website, but hey, we cannot rule out Easterby and the Texans going to get Tebow. Are we serious?
Yeah.
His career's not over yet.
Can you go back to his tweets to see if we get a hint that he's retiring forever, or if thank you to the Jaguars organization and everyone who has supported me in this journey, and we know that God works all things together for good. Romans 8:28.
Boom. Put him in a Texan jersey now.
In there, we don't know this because we're not as deep in the church community as we should be, but I think Romans 8:28, if I had to guess, Jack Easterby's favorite.
Yeah.
Favorite
Bible verse.
Oh, yeah.
verse.
Yep.
Or there's verses.
Yeah, you can say
chapters.
Psalms.
Songs,
Yeah.
there's songs.
Yeah, those are in there.
There's a whole thing. That's his favorite verse. So maybe Tim Tebow is laying down the groundwork to get down to the Jack Easterby Texans. I'm not 100% sure, but I, for one, am bummed that the Tebow experiment did not work out down there in Jacksonville. That many years away from football, everybody said it was going to be a long road. I said, if anybody could do it, guess Romans 6:24 says Tim Tebow could make that happen, and
Yep.
I'm pulling for him. We all are pulling for him, and I'm going to take it on the shins. I think as I already have.
What?
Because,
Why?
well, we were one of the only ones that said, hey, can we give Tebow a
him a
fucking
chance.
shot here?
Yeah.
There's 90 people. He's taking somebody's spot. It's like there's a lot of people taking somebody's spot on a lot of these teams. All right, this is the way the world works. Hate to break it to you, it's not always going to be the best 90 football players on earth on each team. I wish it was. Hey, we're going to fight for it, but that's just not reality. Kahn family and Urban Meyer directly profiting off of bringing in a Jacksonville guy, hero, idol, icon to join the Jacksonville Jaguars was sound business. Sound business move.
Very much so. Don't you think, even if he does the ESPN stuff, he's still going to have some sort of role with the Jaguars, I would imagine, going
What
forward.
if he's jumping off the fucking lights with Jackson DeVille before games?
Mascot?
What if Tim Tebow is the mascot alongside Jackson DeVille? Wow. Hey, that mascot.
Something to think about.
That mascot plays no games down there.
None.
They need to market that mascot a little bit more to the locals. I think they'd start coming out just to see the death-defying stunts that this dude in a furry costume does while losing 30 pounds in the Jacksonville heat. He's bungee jumping off the top of the stadium to bring the ball. It is fucking insane. It's
He
like,
has
what-
the game ball up there?
Yeah, and then he brings it down, he lands, and gives it to the ref or whatever. Thank you. And then they get rid of that ball, and then they give me an actual ball to kick. But yeah, he is awesome. I mean, he is incredible. Maybe they'll just win games and sell tickets too. I mean, that's crazy to think.
Sure. Maybe they won't. There's a chance that they are not good again, and then next year, hey, they'll figure it out then.
Well, they're gonna have a big hole at tight end.
Yeah.
Massive.
Speaking of big holes, you would think if you had a surgery on your foot, there would be a big hole to get the bone out from within the foot as it's bouncing around. Quentin Nelson, Carson Wentz, allegedly same exact surgery. One was a developmental anomaly on Quentin Nelson's foot. He had an extra bone in his body, in his foot. It broke off. They had to get rid of that. Carson Wentz's bone in his foot, the reason why he was bouncing around, they had to go get it. He broke it in high school, you see. Then it got lodged in between other bones for all this time. Almost an MVP season, being drafted in the first round, playing in North Carolina. All this shit has happened to Carson Wentz. He's rode his Bobcat around,
That's right.
and he took the Bobcat another round. He was hunting with his bow. He was fishing. He was doing a lot of things. He had a relationship with Philly and then ended a relationship with Philly, became a citizen of Indiana. All these things happened, and his bone that was broken in high school was just chilling. And then somehow, some way, one day after Carson had his best football day in a long time, that bone said, "Oh, I'm back. Let's ruin everything for Carson Wentz." It seemed like everything was stacked against Carson Wentz. This guy can't win. In his MVP-like season, he gets hurt. He would have carried that team just as far as Nick Foles, everybody's going to assume, and look back at the way he was playing at that point. He gets hurt on a dive, I think, or whatever. He's out, has to watch Nick Foles win a Super Bowl with the team he's on. Then they have to ship Nick Foles out of there because his contract is up, so it automatically becomes, hey, Carson, I know it isn't the same team that you necessarily had last year and your same body. We did this, but like they're getting rid of Nick Foles, the guy that just won the Super Bowl MVP, caught a touchdown, called his own fucking number. There's a statue about it. We had to get rid of him so we can keep you. So now you have to outperform what Nick Foles performed in the Super Bowl. So it feels like Carson Wentz Wentz has had a couple series of events where it's like, although you're getting paid a lot of money, it does seem like Lady Luck is not on your side. Then he's playing his best football a couple years ago. The entire team gets hurt. Last year, he plays like dog shit. The whole team gets hurt. He gets run out of town. Peterson gets fired. They're back in good graces. If they were ever not in good graces, by the way, we'll never know, or we'll find out years from now. And then after he finds a home, finds a city that loves him, finds a team that's ready to go, he's playing his best football. Him and Frank are doing their thing again. Chris Ballard loves him. The offensive line is great. His foot says, nah, we're broke still. Get the fuck you. This ain't good. We're not doing it. Had to have a surgery. All of India was upset. All of Philly was upset. Now here we are 2 weeks removed, and the reports out of training camp are that Carson Wentz, who was supposed, Frank Reich told us, for 2 weeks after this surgery, you're down. You're laying down. Yeah. Blood flow, we looked into it. Blood flow some sort of blood flow can or can't happen. If this happens, that happens. It will lead to a 3-month out if you don't do it right. And officially 2 weeks, you have to be away from the team, is what Frank Reich told us, both for Carson and Quentin. Carson will be away, but he'll Zoom, we'll FaceTime, we'll do that whole thing. Less than a week later, he was at practice standing. Yeah. And then now here we are 2 weeks later, and they're saying he's briskly walking around the field, confidently moving around training camp. It was estimated that he'd be out 5 to 12 weeks. And now Will Carroll, the injury expert on the internet, says, hey, I don't want to burn. All right, I don't want to burn my source at all. All right, don't want to do that. But I've heard great news about Carson Wentz. Will Carroll at Injury Expert says, got some news on Wentz, but I can't detail it without burning a source. Best I can do is really good news on his foot. Wow. Shout out to you, Will. Okay, we've been saying a lot of that around here.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I'm your source or not, but we've been screaming loud. This son of a bitch is walking less than a week after a surgery. He was supposed to be out for 5 to 12. Frank said probably on the earlier stage of that projection, he got rid of the 2 weeks down. Carson Wentz is back week 1.
Here we go!
Is that what it feels like?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's not me. I don't know anything. Okay, the doc that I guess I did know who it was, even though I didn't at the time when they showed the picture up there. They have not told me anything. Trainers have not told me anything. I found out about him getting hurt and everybody else getting hurt on the internet like everybody else. The newsbreakers do their thing. I don't know shit. But with the way it's looking, and Jacob Eason's starting to ball. I guess at practice he was balling out today. Yes. Mm-hmm. I guess in a preseason game he had a great throw. I got a chance to watch the highlights. He looked good. If Carson's back week 1, week 2, and we got Eason at backup with this team, hey, we're winning a Super Bowl. Yeah, we're going to need one more.
More weapon.
No, we got that guy, that undrafted guy. What's his name? Playmaker?
Big son of a bitch.
Mike something. It's number 17. He's unbelievable.
Huge.
I hope he stays healthy. I have no idea how. I don't even know if he might have been undrafted, I think, whatever we signed. Number 17. What's his name? 7th round draft pick, Mitch just told me. What's his Mike something? Mike Stretch something?
Stretchman or something?
Stretchman,
STRECH.
At the Playmaker, and he has 17 in there. He is a stud. So maybe he comes in and does great things. And that is exactly what Paris Campbell seemed to be healthy. Hopefully he can stay healthy. This Colts team, Carson's back, Quentin's back. Look out, AFC. And you know who I'm talking to?
Who's that?
Well, not New England. You guys aren't at the top. I'm talking to Kansas City.
Oh, well, you need to look closer on the top to the Titans because you don't even have that division by the balls yet. Okay, you're still a 7 seed last year. And by the way, doesn't it worry you a little bit that maybe Jacob Eason's playing a little too well, and then Wentz is going to get in the back of his head again? Oh no, I got a backup behind me, and if I don't do well, then they're going to take me out and go with Eason, and then all of a sudden, it's basically Philly in 2020 again.
No, it's not going to be that. Okay, what it's going to be is Frank Reich is going to handle that. Frank Reich and Carson are out there. They're out there shooting a bow and arrow together.
Yeah.
Frank and Carson are out there on the Bobcat together.
Of course.
It's much different than Doug Peterson coming in with his visor, and Howie Roseman saying, hey, we need Sudfeld in the game. Whatever the hell happened over there, by the way, we don't know. We will know, hopefully, at one point. It's a much different situation. Although Jacob Eason does seem to be tall.
Yep.
Does seem to have an absolute fucking hose.
Yeah, live arm. Slings it.
Does seem to be $25 to $30 million cheaper, but I don't know if Jacob Eason's ever going to be able to play MVP-like football. We hope. There's a chance from all. It seems like he might be a guy. All his fans, by the way, whenever he came to the Colts, were like, stop looking at Phil Rivers. You guys got a guy. And I like that every college thinks that about their guy, and then they obviously get a little bit quiet if their guy doesn't become a guy. Mm-hmm. But he's got a fucking hose. This guy can sling the rock. I I was impressed as all hell with him, and I think a lot of people at camp today are saying, hey, first practice back from Eason getting very comfortable playing against other preseason players or whatever. They said he's dominating out there. So maybe that is speeding up Carson Wentz's recovery a little bit. I don't know what the bones and the foot can do or what it can't do, but I like that we got 2 good quarterbacks going in this season, seem to be healthy.
Exactly, especially if Carson does have some durability issues and down the road, week 15, week 16, that foot comes back to, piss him off. You still have Eason in the back and Ellinger. Let's not forget, Ellinger is, he's a gamer. He can run around there too.
Yeah, Ellinger seems to be an absolute baller. In his first couple snaps, he threw a pick that was a lollipop.
Sure.
But then guess what? Gets back out there, throws the ball around, has a dime deep ball, leads him on a game-winning drive. Sam Ellinger's good as well. But if we get Carson back, that'd be great news. We're paying him $100 million. I think that is something that we have to keep in mind, that the NFL, much like when we're talking about Tebow, is a business, okay? It should be treated as such. Carson Wentz is going to get every opportunity here in Indianapolis. We ain't going to do what Philly did to him. All right, that ain't gonna be
well, and he's not going to have to worry about the fans, telling him to eat horse shit every place he goes, and just constantly, berating him. But like you said, I don't even think we're going to get to that point. Obviously, I mean, I understand, tempering expectations because they don't want to put too much on Carson, but if even if there was the slightest bit of concern, they'd have him in a walking boot. He's out there, walking around brisk pace. He's fine. He's going to play week 1.
Carson Wentz is back early, and we thought that was going to be the case after they didn't even think about looking into Nick Foles or anybody else. And if we were bringing Nick Foles, it'd be $50 million in quarterbacks that, Nick Foles, Carson Wentz back up. And there was people pushing for other veteran quarterbacks and everything like that. There didn't seem to be any panic at all out of anybody at the Colts that might know what was going on in town. Frank came on and was like, it seems like everything went well. That's kind of what he is. Yeah, we're pretty thankful that everything seemed to go smoothly. And it's going to be on those earlier projections, but Carson Wentz is back. Let's move around. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles are practicing alongside the New England Patriots with Bill Belichick. Allegedly, it is being reported by the Schultz Report, Jordan Schultz, who does not fuck around when it comes to news and reports.
Nope.
He's saying that there's a fast-growing sentiment among Eagles players that Jalen Hurts is undoubtedly the franchise quarterback. His work ethic, intangibles, and overall skill level have captured the entire locker room. Players I've spoken with are consistently blown away by Hurts on and off the field. That comes from @Schultz_report. I was saying this yesterday, with all these quarterback competitions, you can get a good read on who the team would like just by watching the interactions. That's what the first game of preseason was for me. How did people feel about this particular quarterback in the locker room? Coaches, equipment managers. That's why the mic'd ups are so important. Now that the Eagles players are basically leaking information, I guess, to old Jordan Schultz, hey, this guy could be a good quarterback. I think that is a good sign for Jalen Hurts. But let's talk to a guy who's on the ground there.
Okay.
He's at New England and Philadelphia practice right now. A man who has been covering the Patriots for
20-plus years.
Has lived the good run here.
Oh, yeah.
With the dynasty, the greatest dynasty in professional sports. He once had an incredible relationship with Bill Belichick. The last time we spoke with him, it was kind of on the rocks because he was also complimentary of Tom Brady on his way out of town from NBC Sports Boston. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom E. Curran.
Yeah!
What's going on, Tom?
Hi, guy.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How's my audio out here? I'm just outside the media room here at the NovaCare complex.
Where's the NovaCare complex? That's Philadelphia?
Yeah, we got joint practices this week.
Okay, so is it normally on the road, or does New England ever host these joint practices? Bill loves the joint practices, right?
He does. Next week, Patrick, they have the Giants coming in. Even though the game is with New York, they're going to have Joe Judge and the Giants coming in to swap paint.
Okay, so this is something that, it happens. I think it's happening much more regularly now. These joint practices, you hear every coach talk about it. The practices are much more important in the game because basically every single rep is like a preseason rep. Your video, we'll talk about that. But do these not just end up in massive brawls all the time? Or since the Patriots do it so often, they have it kind of down to a science at this point?
Yeah, they do the thudding. The thud hits.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing, and there were no scraps. There were a couple of, jams and holding on between DBs and wide receivers, but nothing cuckoo. But the funny thing about the Eagles DBs is they would have a running back, say Damian Harris comes through, and they would do the first thud, and the guy, generally they finish the run, every defensive back after the first guy would thud him too. So he ends up like a pinball by the time he's done, gets thudded by 5 guys. I'm like, that's worse than a regular tackle.
Yeah.
For goodness sake.
Yeah, because you're supposed to, thud, let the guy finish. Thud, wrap, let the guy finish the play. That's when you're with your own team. I do like that the Eagles are just taking their shots. Hey,
they are. They look good.
Hold them up through there. Okay, so the Eagles look good, you said, because the video you put out was fascinating because you said, hey, every year this is what happens. First day, whenever they're kind of joint practicing, they view practice a little bit differently than the Patriots. Your video was beautiful. It's like, here's the Eagles trickling in, all right, and then Mike gets in your way somewhere, you yell at him, and then you show the Patriots, they're already going through like a walkthrough, basically. They're already up and at him. That's every year. You are not being satirical in this, and are the Eagles going to change, you think, like every other team in the past after watching this?
After talking about it, because some of the Eagles writers got inflamed by it, which I get it. They don't want it to be mischaracterized. In the video, it doesn't really demonstrate fully what the Patriots were up to. They had already done a special teams period and had the horn off, and they were actually milling about in between things. They had already done 2 sessions, and the Eagles were still coming out. The reason I said this is because in 2014, they went with the Redskins. And the Patriots would run gassers back and forth at the end of practice. And they would just be out there. Meanwhile, the Redskins are walking off. And it was embarrassing almost for them. Football. For the players. And by the end of that week, they were running gassers back and forth at the end of practice, too. I don't know how the Eagles will react today. It was a very short practice. But I will tell you, if you're a Philadelphia guy and you're interested in finding out how the Eagles are going to be, they've been spirited, Patrick.
Spirit is a great description of a team. They've been upbeat. I think that's because Sirianni has an interesting relationship with them. Listening to him speak has been fascinating. Let's talk about Bill Belichick here for a little bit longer. Then we'll get to the Eagles in your eyes. Jalen Hurts, is he going to be a guy? Does it seem like he's a guy?
Yeah, he impressed the hell out of me. His throws have been absolutely on point. He had one to Ertz today. We got the 2 fields side by side. I'm kind of concentrating more on the Patriots offense. But they were down at the moment, just in between plays. So I looked over. Hurts just really is on point with a lot of his throws. I'm sorry about all the background noise. I hope it's not driving you crazy.
Tom, it's driving you crazy. It's not driving us crazy. Don't worry about it. Your boots on the ground. This is only something that we can get right now because of you. Don't worry about the noise.
Right.
It makes it more legit. You're actually there. That is not a green screen, Tom. But Jalen Hurts looks good. Team likes him.
Yeah, he looks excellent. He really does. I mean, I'm stunned at how accurate he is. I just didn't recall him being as accurate and decisive. Patriots coverage was good today. He had to run the ball a little bit. But really, Jalen Hurts and Zach Ertz and a lot of their bigger receivers, Jalen Reagor has had 2 good days. So Eagles fans, you got something to smile about at least through these 2 joint practices.
Less thinking, more athletic takeovery is what Sirianni said. There's been a lot of reports going. He said that. He did say that at a press conference, Tom. It's been fascinating learning about Sirianni as the person, the press conference, and the coach. I think we've had to learn him at different rates here. We're kind of moving along peacefully. Bill Belichick has a quarterback competition for real. You asked Cam, obviously, you guys had your interaction, but are all roads leading to Mac Jones, right? Are all roads leading to Mac Jones? Does it feel like that?
Yeah, it does, Pat. We continue to say, and I said, look, it's going to have to be probably a knockout by Mac Jones to win. Cam has to play badly. Mac Jones has to play beautifully. I'm starting to think more and more that it could be won on points by Mac Jones because Cam's not playing badly. It's just Mac Jones every day looks more and more like a quarterback in the Patriots offense than Cam. Now, it's not, again, to say that Cam has been bad, but the offense looks more similar to what the Patriots have created over 20 years when Mac Jones is directing it. It's one read, next read, next read. With Cam, it's oftentimes one read, next read, gun it.
Whoa! Hey, that was a spirited description of what you're seeing in practice. But is that why it's so easy and why the fans went bananas when Mac Jones went jogging on? Not only is it the first round quarterback you guys have had in forever, but also the Cam Newton Patriots look much different than the 20 years of success Patriots that have happened. Now, Cam had COVID and he didn't have offseason, and there was a lot that Cam had to battle through that Tom Brady didn't have to and Mac didn't have to. But there's probably that similarity between, hey, here's a bland white with a bad body who happens to be a great quarterback, has a big brain, incredible arm, seems to have swag, and in 10 to 15 years from now, everybody's going to go, how the fuck did Bill Belichick get to Tom Brady? Is that what you guys are thinking of? Is it like that high of hopes, or is that just Connor?
Again, and we all understand that there's never going to be another Brady. It's like Cy Young and his 511 wins. No one's ever going to do what Brady did statistically, longevity. But, I mean, you could look at a Pennington. How did they let him get Pennington? How did they let him get... I mean, that's what he looks like. I mean, the ball just comes out, Pat. It's very simple to see. And a lot of it's checkdowns and a lot of it's underneath. And that will be ascribed to him not having a strong arm, the same way it was with Brady. But the bottom line is, when you're spending the amount of money the Patriots are on Aguilar and Henry and Jonnu Smith and the number of guys you have as running backs who are talented like James White, you don't want the quarterback surveying. You want him to get the ball out of his hands ASAP. ASA flipping P. And he's doing that.
Do you think like Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick, whenever, people said Tom didn't have a good arm anymore, or a live arm, or he's a game manager and that whole thing, do you think that they're like, hey, a 3-yard gain right here is not bad. Like, you gain 3. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. How come the game manager thing, and this is a much broader thing, but why was it always that Tom didn't have a good arm and they didn't take shots? Because when they had Randy, they did, right?
Oh, yeah.
And if when Randy was there was a lot of shots taken. Maybe it's just that Patriots offense is 100% okay with by the way, when you go first read, second read, third read, you know what you're doing with your eyes is you're keeping the field basically at bay the entire time. I mean, Mac Jones seems to be a guy. I thought that after the first one. I put out a tweet that said, I hate to break this news to 31 other teams, but I don't think this guy's going to stink. I got attacked for that, Tom. I got killed for that. Is it just because the Patriots are the Patriots, or do you think, is there any cause or any, thought that Mac Jones is going to stink at all from watching him every single day over there?
No. Very high floor. That's the thing. His worst is not going to look like, say, a Justin Fields' worst. Justin Fields' best might take your breath away. And Mac Jones is not going to take your breath away, although he might be able to accomplish that with some accuracy and some throw placement. But he's not going to jaw drop you the way a Mahomes, a Rodgers. But he will paper cut you, and his accuracy is and his, I hate to use the word bravery, but his bravery or courage in throwing some of these throws in his first camp is excellent. It's what you want to see, and I'm not. He's going to suck. He's going to have some 13 for 23 for 144-yard days before it's done. But right now, you can't really ask for much more. And I do believe, Patrick, that the Patriots are pretty happy with it, too.
Yeah, it does feel like that, and the fans seem to be as well. Connor here has been pumped. I mean, he has been pumped. Connor, go ahead, bub.
Yeah, Tom, there was a report yesterday that Kendrick Bourne ran a wrong route, and then Mac Jones kind of yelled at him. Does he already have that confidence where he can, not eviscerate somebody, but be animated and kind of tell him, hey, you got to be better than that?
Yeah, he does. He did with J.J. Taylor, in the second practice. One of their younger running backs who hooped out of the thing and just got absolutely reamed by Mac Jones in his second practice. And I'm like, can he do that? He can do that, huh? So it's demanding, but as they say, shit rolls downhill. And he's going to hear it from Josh McDaniels. And if he hears it from Josh McDaniels, he's going to pass it on to the guy who he thinks messed up. But it is interesting to see that he is astute enough to feel confident that I'm right here. He didn't see the right thing. So that it's really telling to me. And I think that's one of the things we still see Cam getting a ton of reps with the ones. And I think that exercise is part of the pecking order, part of the earn it, but it also demonstrates to the rest of the team when Mac Jones is in there that A, he earned it, and B, when he was in there, it looked the way it was supposed to look. I don't think there's going to be a bitter quarterback controversy or competition here, but it's because it's being well managed, I think.
You think Cam has any ill feelings towards how this is all going to go, or do you think Cam understands basically how this goes? Cam's never been in this position before, right? Ever. Cam has never been in this position before. Cam, by the way, was the guy drafted to a team. Young guy who's like, hey, we need you to take over this entire team, basically, which is kind of how I think the fans are viewing Mac, like, hey, need you to come take this over. How has that gone? Obviously, you guys had an incredible interaction where I didn't get to see the whole thing. I saw that you guys had a little bit of a spat there. I don't like watching uncomfortable situations, but how is he handling that whole thing?
I think he's great. And honestly, it wasn't too, he's so, sometimes you get nervous pushing a guy, but I don't get nervous pushing him because I think that he's pretty much understanding of where the questions are coming from. And he wants to field the question instead of having us walk away and have conjecture. Like he put something out the other day and he said, loyalty, I deserve it. And that's after a game the night before where Patriots fans cheered their faces off for Mac Jones when he came in and were chanting, we want Mac at the end. So it begged the question of, who are you talking to? And he said, well, that wasn't football related. That was to my family. Okay. All right. Take it at face value. And also with the quarterback thing, Bill said Cam's our starter. He said it after the draft. He said it at the beginning of training camp. I perceive that to be a ... or a Cam's our starter. For now was unspoken because he's never going to anoint the starter. So I wanted to push Cam when we asked him if he's the starter in week 1 when he said, you guys already know the answer to that. Well, most people in New England presumed what Bill said stood. And I knew that wasn't the case. That's why I said, we really don't know whether or not you're the starter. Has he told you that? Because the presumption is that you are the starter based on what Bill said. And then he said, well, he doesn't do that, which we all do know. So it was important to get that out there, I thought, because there's folks up here who don't think there's a quarterback competition. I'm going to salute my own arms right now for the ability to keep this phone.
There's been 4 trucks, too, I think, that have brought in some Philly cheesesteaks as well along that thing. I saw you try to move, and even, I think you've tried to, camouflage the sound a little bit with your hand.
I'm camouflaging, but I also tried to lean you up against a lamppost.
Smart. Put your hand on it.
And then my hand started shaking.
All right, I appreciate you doing your journalistic stuff there with Cam, getting the answer for the people. That's why you are Tom E. Curran. Can I get this answer out of you? Can I get the answer? Allegedly, somebody put out a tweet that went very big. It was Bill Belichick talking to Zach Ertz alongside Julie Ertz, I think, was there as well, and Jamie Apodi at Jamie Apodi says, Zach Ertz warmly introducing Patriots coach to his wife, Julie Ertz. Coach Ertz, I'm still going to get you someday. Ertz with a big smile. Belichick responds, but Howie wants 2 first-round picks and 2 of my grandchildren, says Bill Belichick with a nice little joke. Do we know if this is true or not? And if that is the case, would Zach Ertz make a great Patriot? Are you guys just collecting tight ends up there?
Well, they're going to have to because both Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry are hurt. They lost Matt Lacoste, who's their 3rd tight end yesterday, and then they lost Tony Fumagalli, folks. So take Tony Fumagalli off your fantasy rosters right now. So they might have to, but it's interesting. He did indeed say that. I spoke to the reporter afterwards, and she said, yeah, I heard him say it. I hope it doesn't rise to the level of tampering, but that's what you would pretty much define as tampering.
The internet was saying there was a lot of that. Tom, we appreciate you so much. Enjoy the next couple of days in Philly. I don't know how long you're there, and then enjoy the Joe Judge stuff. He likes to fight and do stuff like that. Keep your eyes peeled for all that for us, will you?
Head on a swivel. And hey, I'm very proud of you and all the work you're doing, not just on the show, but everywhere else. So always thanks for having me. Take care.
Tom, you're the best. Ladies and gentlemen, NBC Sports Boston insider Tom Eaker. What's up? This fucking guy. Isn't it? It happened.
It's just a bummer for you guys.
No, so this dude was supposed to... I want the story to be told 10 to 15 years from now whenever Bill's retired and he's going into the Hall of Fame, and it's going to be Bill Belichick weekend, by the way, whenever he goes in. I mean, it is going to be... Patriots are playing that Hall of Fame game.
Oh, yeah.
Matt Patricia will probably be the GM. McDaniels will be the head coach.
Ooh.
Mac Jones will be playing. And Bill Belichick will be going in. And all the question will be is, this guy somehow found Tom Brady at pick 199. And then remember the Niners were going to take Mac Jones as the number 3 overall pick. They traded the future of their franchise to get Mac Jones, and everybody was like, yeah, seems like the right move. Okay, who's 4 then? Everybody was, who's the number 4 overall pick? And then somehow, without trading up, without doing anything, the projected number 3 overall pick falls to 15 to Bill Belichick, and just so happens to potentially be a direct recreation without the Tom Brady mindset, but just a person who can dissect the defense, photographic memory, can make every throw, and seems to have won over the confidence of his teammates. They're going to say, how did this happen to Bill Belichick? How did the Patriots pull this off? Just like we've been doing for like the last 20 years. It's fucking unbelievable. Now, he might stink. Mac Jones might stink.
Yeah.
Everybody that's watching him every single day, though, is saying he doesn't.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's something we have to at least take into account.
Him saying he has a very high floor, I think, is good. But shit, if Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith and every single weapon that we have is fucking hurt, then it doesn't really matter.
How's that happen?
Jonnu tweaked his ankle, and they were just keeping him out of precaution. And then 2 weeks ago, Hunter Henry got hurt. He was going to come back, but they were just like, there's no point in the joint practice. We'll see if he plays Thursday, though.
The New England Patriots have a little bit of an injury issue. They spent $150 million in the first day of free agency tampering period.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was before the official.
Yeah, it was 2 days before the free agency, even Monday, before the Wednesday of free agency. They already had locked up $150 million in guarantees.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't stinking again. Now, will Mac Jones be the guy? Will Cam Newton be the guy? How will that whole locker room handle it? Will Hoyer be there? What if they cut Cam Newton?
I mean, that would be. I feel like they trade him before they cut him. Hopefully, some other team would use him somehow.
I want to let Cam Newton know that I am not happy that he.
Not at all.
I am not happy that he caught COVID and didn't get a chance to really do the full fuck you tour last year. No offseason, none of that, no weapons on the offensive side. And then he's just hanging out, about to come back and say, I'm not going out like that. And then all of a sudden, this Mac Jones kid comes in out of Alabama and just starts slinging a rock. I'm not crowning him. If you want to crown him, crown him.
Go ahead.
I'm not crowning him, but I'm just saying, I think 31 teams are disappointed right now that this guy potentially is good at football. And you can count me in there. I love Mac Jones as a human, I think. But God, it would have been nice if the Patriots had like 4 to 5 years of trouble, 4 to 5 years of transition trouble, 4 to 5 years of, oh no, what's going on like everybody else. But it sounds like New England fans, and Tom was very real with us last year about that Patriots team.
Yeah.
Tom told us in training, hey, this team stinks.
Calvary ain't coming.
This team stinks. He actually said, Connor, I wish I could grab your face and tell you.
Cradle it.
This is not a good team this year. He's always been rather honest, I think. So whenever he says, like, hey, Mac is going to paper cut people to death, I mean, that is exactly what Tom did until they had Randy. I mean, it is just tough.
You know, what's funny, too, is around the time of the draft, we kind of said tongue-in-cheek, like joking, like, hey, all this stuff has come out about Mac Jones, like, a week leading up to the draft that's damning and is causing his stock to drop.
Oh, yeah.
And we were like, that's definitely Bill doing that. We were joking about it, like, that's 1,000% what happened.
Well, and then allegedly, remember, Bill was laying the framework to go up to number 8 with the Falcons to potentially get a quarterback.
Fields.
Fields or
that
something.
Was the rumor.
Yeah, the rumor was Fields.
And then the Bears
trade
up
in
to
front of them.
Fields. Yeah.
And if this all pans out, Bill Belichick will look like he was just
once again
marionette.
Gotcha. 4 minutes. We're back on the other side with some phone calls. 1-833-4 McAfee. 16 minutes away from AJ Hawk, and then about 40 minutes away from Dan Orlovsky. Let's enjoy the hell out of this Tuesday. We appreciate you for listening. All the hard work throughout my entire life, whether it was driving me to practice, to go to work, the coaches that invested hours in me, everything I have done to get to this point. I got a whole town, a community, a family, a tribe of people watching me potentially live out my dreams that we all thought was going to happen. And when I get to Rock, I get a chance to carry 8 motherfuckers that are playing for a team that is in the city that I went to college in. I carry 8 people, have the biggest moment in my football career, maybe make a team, if not with the coach somewhere else. Hey, that guy's got juice, let's do it. Change the entire direction in the course of my family's life. I can't be excited though.
No.
Don't even think
Don't
about
you fucking dare.
Are you kidding me? All that just happened and everything I just said there and more is potentially happening in that one play? Don't even fucking think it. Get your fucking ass back in the huddle. You know Barry Sanders? Hey, Barry Sanders, he'd score a touchdown and he would just hand it to the ref and then he was gone. Why don't I? Well, Barry Sanders also won the Heisman, right?
Yeah.
It was also like the all-time leading scorer in this whole thing. Barry Sanders was unbelievable, worked his ass off. Let's not get crazy. And Barry Sanders had the ability to act like he had been there before because Barry Sanders, by the way, had fucking been there before. And maybe Barry Sanders, the way he goes about business isn't how everybody goes about business. Maybe there's a lot of different stories, a lot of different situations, a lot of different life events that lead to somebody acting differently than somebody that just acted, almost robotic while being one of the most exciting and electric players in the history. Got nothing but love for Barry Sanders. Let's not get crazy. But there's a lot of people tweeting, act like you've been there before. It's like, you think this motherfucker's been there before?
He hasn't.
This dude just carried 8 people and maybe changed the entire life. He can't be excited. Aren't we a game of emotion? Aren't we a game of excitement? Why is this a fucking penalty? Hey, Goodell! Hey, eating your M&Ms, sitting on the chair, being cool. You became my commissioner. You weren't my commissioner when, hey, you dance, you're fucking out. Your sock slide, you're fucking out. We don't want anything. We want robots, no emotion. Everybody hated you then, Raj. All right, everybody hated you. And nobody understood why you're trying to take the fun out of the game. You're doing it because you want to be able to just pluck and play. You didn't want to have players be brand names because then you could replace them easily. Okay, I understand the business side of it, but we all agreed, the tribe has spoken, that the game's better when people are excited. Some things are too much. All right, some things are way too much. There were some dances that happened that looked a little bit more like basketball, where we're all like, there's no way that can happen with a full line dance. We get it, there was some. But it added to the game. The excitement added to everything. Now taking away this and making it a point of emphasis. And I'm not saying that there should be if something egregious happens, they should penalize them. Yes, please. It's not for the good of our game, not for the good of the league, not good for fans, not good for anybody. I understand that's going to happen, but a point of emphasis means, hey, we're cracking down on this because we don't want it to happen anymore. And why are we targeting that as opposed to targeting something else I'll never understand? My commissioner, Roger Goodell, is going to get to the bottom of this if Sam Acho doesn't do it first.
Yeah.
This is the Pat McAfee Show on Sirius. This is the Pat McAfee Show on Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio. We thank you for taking the time to seek out this small regional show that streams internationally. Here's Pat and the boys.
Today's a massive day because our longest partnership is doing a deal that they never ever do.
What?
Normally these specials that are done by companies are for new users or for maybe this one event or whatever. SeatGeek, the official sponsor, not only the ticker, but today's show, says we got something for everybody.
Everybody?
For years, we've been asking SeatGeek to do this, and today they have come through. This is real. Because it was always, hey, this amount of dollars off your first purchase at SeatGeek. This amount off your first purchase at SeatGeek. It's like, hey, SeatGeek, you got a new brand now, new color, just came out of a live event stoppage. You're basically a new company. How come it's only for new users? What about the people, okay?
Come on.
That we brought to this place that created you the ability to withstand an 18-month thing.
Bingo.
What about the people who love SeatGeek and have shopped at SeatGeek before? Like me?
What?
Like you?
What?
Like him?
What?
Like them?
What?
Like they?
What?
Like everybody out there that we have gone and said, you have to go to the greatest ticket buying platform on planet Earth and
The moon!
because they rate every single ticket. From 1 to 10, if it's red, it means bad. Hey, there's a bad deal on this particular ticket. We scanned the internet. If it's green, hey, this is a good deal on this ticket. They have so many advancements in technology that you ain't ever going to get catfish. The ticket that you buy is the ticket that you get. It's not like that other bullshit you buy from.
No.
SeatGeek is awesome. And we have said their one problem is they refuse to take care of people who have already purchased at SeatGeek. You're giving deals to everybody else. What about everybody that we've already gotten onto SeatGeek? What about the people who love going to live events that have already purchased something through SeatGeek, love SeatGeek? Can we not throw them a bone?
Huh?
SeatGeek said, you're damn right we can. Right now. Happening. Right now.
Right now?
We have no idea how long this will last, but in honor of football being back, SeatGeek is celebrating. They gave us a special link that gives everybody 15% off football tickets, whether you're a first-time buyer or not.
Wow. Let's go.
No code needed. Just click the link in the description of our YouTube video right now, our show right now, and the 15% off code will be auto-applied to your account. Doesn't matter if you purchased on SeatGeek before. We have no idea. It says right here, we have no idea how long this offer will last. I think this is going to depend upon how many people go and take advantage of this.
Sure.
Right now, go to youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. We are live on there, as we are every Monday through Friday. Go to the description. The SeatGeek link will be right there at the top. Click it. Auto application of 15% off any football ticket you buy right now from our friends at SeatGeek. Doesn't matter if you've shopped before with SeatGeek or not. This is awesome.
That's incredible.
SeatGeek does it again.
They do. This is the first time they've done it. And it's about fucking time that they do it. But we need to take advantage of it. We have no idea how long this will last. SeatGeek, 15% off football tickets, limited time only. $50 max discount.
Okay.
There it is.
I'm not going to do quick math, but 15%, 50 times that by 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you get it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You
max
understand.
is $50 discount, but you get it. 15% off all football tickets. Football season's right around the corner. You're alive, but are you living? Go live and experience something with our partner at SeatGeek. And also, shout out to them for sponsoring the ticker. Let's go to the phone call here on the 5-Hour Energy phone line. Cannot wait to chat with Steve in Baltimore. Why be less when you can be more, pal? What do you want to talk about?
Hey, Pat, boys, how we doing?
Hey.
Tuesday.
Hey, not too shabby. How are you over there?
Good, man, good. So I'm originally from PA, but I'm calling from Baltimore. So I know the tone isn't in the studio at the moment, but if you just went to bat from Pittsburgh, how are we feeling about the season? Are we expecting the Super Bowl or not? I'm trying to be an asshole at work and wear my Steelers stuff, but if they're in the beds with the Ravens, I don't know.
All right, great question, Steve. Thanks for that. Let's go to Gingy in Chicago. What's going on, Gingy?
Oh, you don't want to say.
I don't think the
Listen,
Steelers
boys,
are winning
how
the
we
Super Bowl
doing?
this year. I hate to break it. I just don't think they're going to. I mean, maybe they'll win a Super Bowl, the 7th Super Bowl at some point in the future. I don't think that roster's ready to go and run the AFC. I might be wrong, though. Mike Tomlin's an incredible coach. Blaine Stewart, a little bit of a turncoat. He's the wide receiver guy.
Huh.
Yeah,
Really?
a little bit.
What'd he do?
I've known him since he was literally a child. Literally a child. Now he's wide receiver coach there for the Pittsburgh Steelers. His dad, rest in peace, absolute legend, Bill Stewart. He's coach ever. He's a great coach. Guy. Great coach, though. I think the Steelers have all the pieces, around the team that I think should have them go. Fan base is awesome. Stadium's electrifying. The organization and history is awesome. The coaching staff, really, really good. Just the team, I don't know if the team is really ready to go, especially in an AFC that is very, very top heavy. But maybe Steelers going to run. I might be wrong.
Why you gotta be so negative?
Well, I just want to tell you something, bitch, not to be betting with his teammates or his peers in Baltimore there. He's going to lose a lot of money. I'm trying to look out for him. I like the Steelers. I think you're going to do great. We'll go to a game. Love going to a game.
Hell yeah.
Oh, mama, I'm in fear of my life from the law of the law.
Oh yeah.
Lord, man is coming down to my running and I'm so far from my home.
Finally found you.
All right, listen. I like the atmosphere. I don't know if this year's team is ready to go. Okay, new offensive coordinator. Ben Roethlisberger's back, second year after Tommy John. Couple retired players. I think you save your money at the office, pal. I'm not sure it is exactly the move you need to be making. They will rake you dry, pal. Especially in Baltimore.
Very tough division.
Very tough.
Very tough division.
Especially Joey B is all the way back, by
Exactly.
the way. And there was a lot of calls about his downfall, he said, and those have been reversed. So let's make sure we report accurately that the Bengals offense is back, as are the Browns and the Ravens. Keep the money in your pocket for at least another year, I think. Hour 2 is on the other side. AJ Hawk will join us and the Hammer Dahn boys. You said in the interview that you would add an extra finger to your scotch drink or whatever. A finger is just what? Just one finger this way or this way?
Yeah, like this, bro.
So did you do 4 on Sunday? You did a full fucking glass?
It was a long night. We didn't get home. I didn't get home till like 11:40.
Look at how much scotch that is. Is that what you did?
It's not that much.
That's 4 fingers, dude. You said you normally do 3. That's 4 right there.
But you have those fat sausages. It hasn't been cordial over the years between me and Sue. You know, we've had some battles over the years. I think I mentioned that he got frozen feet and didn't realize he was stepping on my calf. He also stomped on one of my teammates at one point. I was under the impression that we were going to have a conversation after the game. And there might have been some loss in translation, whether or not he was talking about the, see you at the bus conversation. Oh. I thought it seemed more like, hey, let's have a little, come to Jesus moment. I was looking for that conversation. I didn't know how it was going to go. I didn't think it was going to, look, I'm not going to play number 2.
Do you think it was the 3 pumps that potentially got you into deep shit with the football gods, Aaron?
You, of all people, a man who is celebrated as much as anybody at your position, you must realize whether necessary or unnecessary. The celebrations have no correlation in that sense.
You needed a kick in the ass. Do you just think everybody was getting kind of too comfortable and had a bye week and had a chance to soak it in? Hey, we're very, very good. Is that what you meant by that?
I mean, I think we all need that a little bit. When the complacency starts to sink in and you start kind of feeling yourself a little bit, it's always good to kind of get knocked down. And I think it can be a good thing. I'm not saying, look, nobody wants to lose to fucking figure things out. Great teams have consistent habits. And so we got to keep doing the things that got us to 4-0 in order to get back to where we want to be.
Here, huh?
Yeah.
Here. Attaboy, Aaron!
I know you were an extra in Game of Thrones. I wanted to get your opinion on how you think the show ended.
So I think many of us were disappointed and confused by the ending.
Which one were you? Do you know which one you were yet?
The guy running duck-footed heel first with his arms splaying all about.
Yeah, no cakes. Weak jaw turned into the alley. Was that you?
I think that guy's related to AJ somehow.
I was told by Del Curry, Scottie Pippen struggles on a golf course, right?
Right.
I was told at that thing that I'm going against Scottie Pippen the next day, match play, heads up, one-on-one Scottie Pippen. So we decide, okay, we can probably have a couple drinks, stay at the casino a little bit longer than we should.
Representing the NFL out of the Shoeless Golf Club of America, Pat McAfee. His opponent, representing the NBA, Scottie Pippen.
You know what I mean? This guy's got 6 rings. Yeah. He's a fucking Hall of Famer. But today he's going to play against me. And then I start seeing Scottie hit some shots that are just starting to come together. And I'm like, wait a fucking minute. I think I was lied to.
We were lied to yesterday. We were told Scottie Pippen was a terrible golfer. Bro, he's Scottie fucking Pippen.
Going in the back 9, I think I was down 1. We were battling. But I started making putts. And Scottie Pippen went ahead and got real hot. I mean, real fucking hot. I was down 3 with 7 left. And I looked right in the camera, and I go,
so we're down 3 with 7 holes left. Scottie Pippen's about to get this work.
Scottie Pippen from 190 yards out just fucking dunks it. Fucking boom, bang, and then walks up to the green, gets the ball, camera's on him, and he goes, Pippen ain't easy. Kidding me?
All right, down 4 with 6 left after Scottie Pippen just chips him from fucking 400 yards out.
I was fucking demoralized.
Pippen ain't easy.
By the way, best he's ever performed at golf, because I'm around, better teammate than Jordan.
Yep.
People forget. Yep. Oh, yeah, I told Del, I was like, Del, what the fuck you lying to me? He was like, well, I saw it yesterday. He was not great. And Greg Anthony told me, and I was like, Del, he buried me, Del Curry. He buried me. He was like, hey, Pippen ain't easy.
Yes, baby, it's time to celebrate.
Talking about a shotgun of beer after he had beat me. Obviously, I teach him how to do it.
Yeah, put a hole in there. It might spread a little bit, so.
Leave
Yeah, so you're going to go here, and then you're going to open and flip up. Does that make sense? Congrats on winning the NBA a couple times, blah, 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 blah. And being an incredible golfer. Thanks, Paul. Cheers. Appreciate it. Hey. 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 Hey.
Damn.
Okay,
That's
Scotty.
the best Bud Light I ever had.
Hey, there's no Caucasian for you.
You right.
Assume Raj had to walk in there and do a full, you know what I mean?
Curtsy.
Hey, we're bringing a big sports stooge thing over here. Is that okay? Yep, deal. Perfect. Let's get some tea. Let's get the fuck out of here. How do you think that went between Raj and the Queen? You think she liked them?
Yeah. I bet she liked him. She probably knows a lot. Like, what if she's sitting there and then all of a sudden she's like, so what about the Sean Watson situation? What about the Sean Watson situation? What about the Sean Watson situation? Huh? that was spot on accent.
Hit that one out of the park.
Like, what if she's really dialed in to the NFL?
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. It is hour 2 on this Tuesday, August 17th, 2021 years after 0. This hour is going to be a good one.
Oh, hell yeah.
I can feel it. Thank you for listening, SiriusXM, and watching at youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. Make sure you get in on the fact that SeatGeek is giving 15% off all football tickets to all people, whether you have bought on SeatGeek before or not. No promo code needed. Just go to the link in our description at youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show of this show right now. It'll go max up to a $50 discount, though.
Okay. It's a good deal.
It's a good deal. You're live, but are you living? Go live and experience a football game live. And 15% off from our friends at SeatGeek, the sponsor of the ticker that has really changed this show a bit. You know, that has become something. You watch all these other shows, they got shit flying around on screen all over the place. A lot of it looks like, hey, can we take the dumpster off the side of the thing? Like, what do we have this on there? A ticker at the bottom, though, to keep people, optically pleased and satisfied is brilliant. And we appreciate SeatGeek acknowledging that and saying, hey, we'd like to sponsor that thing.
It's innovative.
Now they're giving 15% off. We appreciate them so much. The Hammer Dahn boys are in studio. From what I've read on the internet, and I might be getting a misread here, seems like the Hammer Dahn boys are back. You guys are both hot last night.
We had a good night.
Hell yeah.
What does that mean? Is this humble digs?
We both went 3-0 last night. Mid threw one on top. So as a show, we were 7-0.
Hey! Go! The humility from the Hammer, the humble Hammer Dahn boys is unbelievable. You guys only give out 3 picks each yesterday. I assume you scanned that sports book on FanDuel that has more ways to win. There's a lot of bets in there. You guys only found 3 that you were okay going public with.
Yes.
I assume you're potentially losing money behind closed doors, but publicly, as long as you, maybe not your favorite bets, but the fact that you guys have been dancing on the gambling gods' graves as much as you have been, because you're supposed to sell these picks.
Oh, yeah.
You're supposed to not tell anybody anything publicly, because then you're supposed to lose. You guys, we might have the guys in the office. I mean, football season will be the tell of everything, and I don't know how you guys are feeling, but Gumpy, welcome back to just winning all the time, dude. It's good to have you back. Like, you took a 2-day break real quick.
Yeah, I love this shit. Feed me it every night. Every night.
All right,
I love it.
All right, we love you.
I love it.
We love you. We love that you love this shit. Joining us now is a man who also loves the shits. Yesterday, he saved the world with his brother-in-law, Brady Quinn, at a golf tournament to raise some money. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk.
Yeah!
How are you, Mr. Hawk? A little hungover after what you did on the golf course yesterday?
Look it.
No, I look at Connor. All right. No, I only got to play about 9 holes. I had to go coach football practice, man. You know, Monday nights we have practice.
I did not know we had Monday night lights for. Is this Axel?
No, that's Hendricks, my 8-year-old guy playing tackle.
Oh yeah, full pads, right? Every drill is take all the way to the ground. Are you guys thudding it up over there?
No, we mix it in. We mix in some live stuff to get him used to it with some thud. I think we structure it pretty well.
Okay, I'm sure you're a great coach. I'm sure there'll be no heads-up NFL football program issues or violations at all with you at the helm, especially with how great of a tackler you were. All-time leading tackler in Green Bay Packer history. Yesterday, hero, though. What was the golf outing for? Is this what Brady does every year? And why was it in Columbus? That's just because that's where you guys all live now, or what?
Well, it's Brady's whole thing. He has a foundation called the Third and Goal Foundation. Helps a lot of vets coming back from war and like retrofits their house and builds ramps and widens hallways, stuff like that. And I think yesterday, this was his 10th or 11th event. And he just does it in Columbus. He's from here, so he knows a lot of people here. And I think he raised like over $150K yesterday.
Oh, that makes sense because I got a chance to join. That's awesome, by the way. Shout out $150K for vets, especially now. Especially now. I mean, it is. The internet was a sad place yesterday.
Yeah, still is.
For a lot of people that I got to interact with through my years, obviously, in that world. Hope everybody does and get. I don't even know what the fuck to say to that, to be honest. That is so far deeper than my world goes to. Helping the military, though, is fucking awesome. I'm happy Brady Quinn does that. I forgot he's from Columbus, Ohio. How'd he end up at Notre Dame? Shouldn't he have been a Buckeye?
Yeah.
What happened there?
I don't know. I think there was like it was a weird timing. You know, there's a logjam of QBs already there, maybe, or however all the recruiting situation worked out. But I think he always kind of wanted to go to Notre Dame too.
Oh, so he wasn't like the cult guy like you were. You grew up in Ohio and said, "Hey, I'm only going to Scarlet and Gray school."
Well, first off, Brady had a lot more options than I did coming out of high school, so he kind of could choose what he wanted to do. I was looking for one offer and luckily got it from Ohio State, but I don't know. I don't know why you fit there. He was a big Ohio State fan.
From Ohio State.
I just wanted to play there.
Yeah, I just wanted that one offer. I got it from Ohio fucking State. This guy. They win a national championship his freshman year. Yeah. This guy, I only need one offer. You know, I only wanted one offer.
Good timing. I say all the very fortunate timing on my part.
Well, absolutely. Some would say that the addition of that jawline into the locker room fucking took him over the top. But the thought of other schools maybe visiting you over there in Centerville, Ohio, though, let's go Elks, visiting you, talking to you and be like, oh, this is the big, and this is what other people say, not me, I would never say this, but this is other people. I have to, because I like the people of Ohio. Fuck, I've been a part of the cult for one night. I mean, I understand this. But I would assume a lot of coaches that were at other big schools, I mean, Ohio State, you won a national championship literally the year you went there, so you only had one offer or whatever. I would assume all the other schools that are going to offer you is like, oh, this is the biggest FIFO that we have ever met in our entire life. He's definitely only going to Ohio State. And for those that don't know what FIFO is, obviously in the business world, it's first in, first out. And these other people with hate in their hearts towards the Ohio, that's a fucking idiot from Ohio. Okay?
Oh,
that I'm not saying it. I never said that. No. I'm just telling you what some people from other states that border Ohio have potentially called people from. I am appalled by it, especially after my experience in the OHIO world. You don't have to give it to me again there, but that's probably what all the other coaches did when they met you. They're like, oh, this dude ain't never leaving Ohio.
Nope.
Hey, we can offer him 100 fucking scholarships. This kid ain't ever going to leave. You were only going to be an Ohio State Buckeye since the day you were born?
I mean, I don't know if since the day I was born, but when I knew it was a possibility to play college football and get a scholarship, yeah, I wanted one from Ohio State.
It's rude to people to say that thing, you know what I mean? That FIFO thing. That's when first time I heard it, I was like,
I've never heard it.
Dare you?
Yeah, gonna use it in the
it's
future.
been years. It's been years since I've heard it.
well, that's what I'm saying. I think it was just recently said here.
Hey, why do people take so much? Why do they get offended by when someone wants to like say something bad about their state? I'm like, okay, bud, I didn't invent it. I was born here.
Yeah.
I didn't draw the lines.
Ohio, though, is
come on.
that is the state you don't say anything.
Good. Let's take pride in that then. If you're in Ohio, and take pride in that, people want to say that about you.
Yeah, you should, by the way, because and now that I've gotten a chance once again to experience the cult, all right, in your side yard, I've gotten a chance to go over there. It's awesome. I mean,
bet.
If you were a Buckeye, just like the cop told me 1 week after I got arrested and they pulled me over in Ohio because I was suspended from the building, so I couldn't do anything, just sit in my living room. So my parents said, why don't you just come home for a couple of nights? It's like, you got it. And I get pulled over and, I had a Escalade on 24s at the time and, that whole thing happened, and the cops asked me, like, where you go? I'm going home. Where are you coming from? Well, I live in Indy. Well, where's home? They tried to catch me in that whole thing. Have you ever been arrested before? Was the question that was asked. This is 5 days after the October 20th, 2010 public intoxication. Have you ever been arrested before? Yes. Okay. When was it? 6 days ago, 5 days ago, whenever it was. And they're like, I see them all get excited. And they're like, what'd you do? And I told them, and they were like, you did that? And then I told them, like, they said, what do you do for a living? I was like, I kick balls for the Colts. You got shackled and arrested as a member of the Indianapolis Colts for being publicly intoxicated? I was like, yeah, and the cop goes, if you were a Buckeye, we would probably had a parade for you. Like, that's really what it is in Ohio, though. And I think that is why college football will always... But I think there's going to be a lot of schools that potentially fall off, maybe, that don't have it. But you go down to the SEC and watch some of those games, it's like, hey, these people ain't ever going to stop doing this right here. This ain't ever going to stop. In Ohio, as soon as I landed in Columbus, I was like, to Sam, that was her first time, I think, in Columbus. She had some years in her life where she lived in Ohio, so she understands Ohioans, but she had never been. I was like, hey, this is college football world. That's all this is. And you guys will live by that forever. That's why I'd assume Brady, living in Columbus, would have wanted to be a Ohio State Buckeye. I can't believe, did they not offer him? They didn't offer Brady?
No, I think they definitely offered him. I don't know exactly how his recruiting thing went on, but I think Notre Dame got in with him real early, and he was all in from day one, I guess, with them.
People love Notre Dame, huh? Like, Notre Dame.
Actually, you know what? He was deciding between Notre Dame and Michigan. I think those were his final two.
Oh, so Brady chooses violence on a daily basis. Grew up in Columbus, like, I'm here going to Michigan or fucking Notre Dame.
Sorry.
Chops, hey, Chops, Ohio State here. You stay in town, hey, Chops.
I'd imagine it'd been pretty hard to say no after getting wined and dined by Charlie Weiss, too.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Charlie Weiss had...
Charlie didn't come till later, but yeah.
Still.
Either way.
He knew.
I've heard some legendary tales about Charlie Weiss. He does
radio. He still does radio on Sirius XM, I believe.
NFL radio, I think. Yeah, we've heard a couple of his interviews in there. He was breaking something down. And
He broke the Tom Brady news, didn't he?
Yeah, well, him and
Remember
Tommy.
he had all that Tom info?
Wasn't he calling him Tommy?
Yeah.
I think he was calling him Tommy when he was talking about Tom Brady there. Man, I don't think I've ever met Brady Quinn, have I? Yeah. No.
How would I know?
Well, it would have been with you.
We might have ran into him at the Combine the one year. I don't know if we met him though. So
is he just he just looks like a like Captain America robot? Is that what he is in real life? Is he a human or no? I mean, he wanted to go to Michigan. He's from Columbus. He loves heat.
Yeah.
He loves heat. He does TV really well, right? Cool guy though. Yeah, you're a big fan of Brady.
Oh, he's awesome. Yeah, he's leaving town today. Yeah, he's a giant human. He's all legs. Like I always joke with him that his like hips come up to like where my nipples are. Like he's all legs. Like he's just a weirdly giant dude with a big head, and he's always tan, and he's a genetic freak. He looks great.
Is that Chops?
Yeah, Chops had records, like physical fitness records with the Marine Corps back in the day that stood for a long time, I guess.
By the way, Chops is the best. He stood up and, hey, Chops, hey. Did the whole thing, and then he sat back down. And I didn't even at that moment, because I was so taken back by Chops, I didn't even think, like, this is the guy that created Brady Quinn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like, because that's one of our best humans, I think, that have been put together. I mean, just kind of pieced together there. He is a physical. Did you guys always try to out-alpha each other there early whenever you came into the family?
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, obviously, I think when she told him, like, oh, hey, I'm talking to this guy, it's pretty serious, and it was me, he said, that's the worst idea you could ever have. Like, why would you go out with a football guy, all this stuff? He didn't know me. And I told her, there you go, don't fall.
No, that's my calf. So,
for the serious listeners, I think Pat had a cramp and he almost thought of his chair.
Not a Dak Prescott cramp either. No. Like a real one there, up in the leg locked up. But yeah, so he didn't like you early, huh?
Well, yeah, and she told me that, and I was like, that's how he should feel. If I had a sister, I would say, get away from any football player. What are you thinking? Don't talk to them.
Hey, way to play that. You know what I mean? Real political. Hey, he's right.
Yeah.
Hey, he's
right.
right.
I met him.
Stay away from me.
What'd your dad say? Oh, he hates my guy. Oh, he's right.
Yeah.
He's right.
You should.
I'm a sack of shit.
I'm the worst, dude.
The worst.
Yep. That's how it went.
Sorry, AJ. We just got carried away there a little bit. Let's talk about some news that is happening around the NFL. Bill Belichick was squatting in the Eagles facility. I don't know if you saw the picture. It has already been created into a T-shirt that Boston Connor cannot wait to put onto his body. Him squatting, getting after it, a couple 25s on the side, maybe a little active. What's that called? Whenever you're stretching, mobility, I don't know, whatever it is. Some smart person will know, probably AJ. Calisthenics, maybe he was just getting after it, or was this a full lift? This was a warm-up set. How come we didn't get the photo with 315 on that bar? That's what I want to know. It's always a narrative against Bill Belichick, but I fucking love that he's getting under a bar at whatever age he is at, in front of others, letting you know, hey, this is what Bill Belichick does on a daily basis when you can't see me. I love this man.
I mean, how could you not? Yeah, well, he's in his 60s, right? I don't know exactly.
69. He's about to be 70.
Dang, he looks great. Dude's almost 70 years old.
Yep.
Yeah, and look at that form, too. You know, he grew up in the Navy, right?
Yeah.
So his dad was the Navy football coach, so he grew up, like, in the Naval Academy. They consider him, like, very much a part of the family, the coaching staff, the football staff. I think even the teachers and professors. I think he has, like, even a wing, maybe. Like, there is something, maybe an office, the whole thing. He is never going to get caught on camera with bad form. Look at his, I mean, that is...
Oh, yeah, chest up.
69 years old, chest up, arms back, head up, by the way. I assume his feet are firmly square on I mean, it is perfect form out of Bill Belichick. I didn't think of him to be a meathead, to be honest, but it makes sense.
Was the message for Brady wearing those Michigan shorts?
Yeah, is that the Michigan M, or are we 100% sure with that? I mean, it looks like it,
Looks
right?
like go blue, yeah.
What if it's like, what if it's like a hat? Like, what if he's bashing M with his shorts? Like, what if there's like something that we can't see
cropped out
at the bottom there, like stinks across the bottom. Like, that would be so awesome if that's the case. But we couldn't. We tried to find who took this. It's from an article.
Yeah.
It's from this. Because one person tweeted out the picture of this, and as soon as we saw it, it was like, that is.
Bill's probably pissed.
God.
Hey, don't you think Bill's pissed? He's like, hey, why'd you get my warm-up set? Like, I got up to 375 or something.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, why is everybody painting
Most
this
people
image?
aren't looking, though. Most people aren't looking and seeing it's a 25 on the side.
Well, they should have at least...
First thing I was going to say. Is that not the first thing you look?
thing you see.
Of course, it's the first thing I saw. And but
Yeah, I go right to the face. Is this cropped? Does it look like this is actually... No, it seems like that's actually good form. 25. What's going on, Bill? What are we doing?
What they don't show is the stress ball beneath him that he's actually standing on to make that even harder.
Oh,
and then,
the Bosa ball.
Boom. Exactly.
Okay, two of them. Actually, one foot is on.
Really good balance.
Plus, there's the bands on the side.
They're on the edge.
Yeah, they might be. They might be over there. The chains.
As well.
There's chains on the side there. So that's actually 405.
Warm up.
That's actually 405. Shout out to Bill fucking getting after it. Also, while they were at camp, Sirianni and Bill Belichick were speaking to each other. And Bill, he is a classic whistle twirler. He's a big-time whistle twirler. And then whenever he stops for conversation, that thing is wrapped very tight around his fingers.
Oh, yeah.
Normally you see it, there's a little bit of purple there at the tail end of it. That's why he doesn't have long conversations with anybody, I don't think, because he's got to get back to twirling the goddamn whistle. Him and Sirianni talking. Sirianni's laughing, okay? And I wonder what Bill is saying. Like, do you think Bill has seen his press conferences? Do you think Bill knows about less thinking, more athlete-y doing? Like, do you think Bill knows that much? Or is Bill just strictly talking to him about football, what his football team looks like? Because allegedly Jalen Hurts looks good and the Eagles look good in this joint practice. Is that all Bill knows, you think? Or do you think he has somebody do a little research on, hey, what type of fucking guy am I talking to? And like, well, he brought up Kobayashi in the last interview, press conference that he did. And do you think Bill liked that or hated that? And do they have any relationship? I don't think so, right? This is no coaching overlapping at all here.
I don't know if they overlapped at all or what the relationship was like before this chat. I mean, Sirianni seems to be having a great time. Bill's not laughing, it looks like, in this talk. But I would have to think Bill has seen that presser. Like he has buddies that send him texts and show him things. Like I'm sure he has most likely seen that. Like, Saban, doesn't Saban say he only watches the Weather Channel and he knows nothing of what's going on? Like I would guess they know a little bit more than we think.
I love, by the way, when some of my friends kind of take the baton and they're like, you know what, I'm going to be the one that texts Pat stuff that he needs to know about. You know what I mean? That'll come out of nowhere. Every once in a while, one friend will just start doing that I haven't talked to in a long time. Hey, have you seen this? And it's just some terrible video. I'm like, what? Why is this happening? Oh, I just thought, you don't get to see a lot. You're always working or whatever. Okay, I appreciate that. And then another one, I would love to be one of those people for Bill Belichick. Oof. Hey, Bill, this is what's going on out in the real world, all right? Just to keep you updated, just fucking filtering things in. There's a lot going on right now. I don't know if I'm necessarily the right person to do it. He's got people at the Navy, though, that can deal with it.
Oh, yeah. Big
but who is that group around him? Like, is that
probably
like Lombo?
Lombo, his boys. Brian Belichick. You always see Steve, but really Brian is also, hey, Bill, you see this? Check it out. Sirianni's a big, dumb dipshit. Make sure when you talk to him, you tell him to stop talking.
Hey,
that's just what he said.
His girlfriend, though. I bet it's his girlfriend's kids that keep him in the loop, too. So she has kids that are around, like they're young, they keep you young.
Bill Belichick is the best. He has committed his entire life to the game. He's not the first. Okay, I'm not saying he's the first person to ever do this as if this is, an anomaly situation. But I was watching him coach that preseason game, and it appeared as if he gave a fuck, And I'm like, how? You're 69 years old, dude. You're 69 years old. Just live your life. Like, at some point, you're supposed to be in the suite up there watching the game. Like, at some point, like most humans, lose the drive to care. They lose the passion for something that is just taken over their life completely he loves everything about football, loves everything about coaching. And I'm not saying that other NFL coaches don't do that, but normally if you don't have immense amount of success, you're not going to be able to do it until you're 70. Other people are going to make that decision for you. He is still general managing, head coaching, staying at the office, 69 years old, hasn't looked back and had that moment at all that Bruce Arians talked about where the first time he retired from Arizona, he said, my wife told me it was Jake's birthday the other day. I said, how old? And she said, 40. 40. And he said, man, I missed a lot of things here coaching football. And he went into retirement, said wide ass open on CBS. They told him he couldn't say that anymore. He said, I fucking hate this. Sitting at home, he gets back into the game, and who knows how he's acting pre-retirement and post-retirement. But that commitment to the game, I have so much respect for it. Just so much respect for that amount of dedication to the league.
How can you not have so much respect for it? But I think Bill is probably as motivated as he's ever been in the last 20 years. Think about it. With Tom, there was always the pressure like, all right, we need to continue this dynasty. We want to make sure we don't fall off. Let's keep going. And I'm sure he felt that, and that's what he was using to his players. Now he's like, hey, people are doubting me. People think they're questioning if is it Bill or is it Tom. I'm sure he doesn't say that. He probably gives, if it's in his brain, he tucks that deep in his brain, doesn't let people know. But I think, if he wants to win now more than he ever has.
What if he has like a rage room in his office somewhere? Oh. It's just like this room that everybody thinks is just a wall of photos or whatever, and he pushes a button and it opens up, and he goes in there and he just has a baseball bat, and it's just like TVs with Tom's picture on it. Motherfucker. I fucking... Deflategate. He loses his mind, acts like a child for 4 to 5 minutes, then puts the bat down, takes his shoes off and everything else like he's Mr. Brooks. Yep. And then he walks out of the rage room, pushes the button, and it just goes back. And then the NFL Films comes in and it's really fun watching this footage. Oh yeah, Jones. Like, what does he?
He might be right. I mean, it seems like that there could be the case. And then he yells. He's probably like, man, Where's Easterby? He used to clean this place up. Knock everything down.
It's like Tom Moore, right? Like Tom Moore came out last year when he was 82. He's like, hey, I'm going to do this till I die. There's nothing else I want to do. You got to assume he kind of has that similar mindset.
I got to lose weight at some point. I'm too fat for my age. I said that 10 years ago. I don't think he has changed anything. That guy... still stressed out, still has a call sheet, still, I think, giving advice to people at this point in football. He's unbelievable. Yeah, he'll be in the Hall of Fame. Tom Moore will be in the Hall of Fame. But he won't be there for it. Like, a lot of these guys, I feel like they're going to literally coach until, until they're forced out. And if you're good at coaching, you're never going to be forced out because who's going to force you out? Nobody. Somebody's going to force you out if you're a great coach. That's not going to happen. And a lot of these guys are going to be great it's just football coaches are a different fucking breed. It's just a different breed of human. Bill Belichick's still squatting at 69.
Hell yeah.
That's all you need to know about. Bill Belichick, not only is he, the greatest of all time, GM and head coach, which will never get talked about. He's also squatting at the age of 69. Let's assume there's other things Bill Belichick does that none of us are ever going to think about doing as well. What a human being, AJ.
Don't you think for him too, like part of it is, I mean, very rarely do you get to like hand the reins off to like both of your sons for like an actual, you know, like dynasty or franchise. I mean, like, there have been guys whose dads were head coaches, but I feel like it never happens in the same franchise. Like, he's one of the only people who actually has that opportunity.
Well, Belichick's kids would have never seen their dad, right, if they didn't coach?
Yeah, probably never. I would say. 3 weeks in the summer after football season.
Hey,
They have some time.
Mitt, honestly, when it was football season, how often did you see your dad? Never, right? And let's not, your dad's the fucking man. Like, let's say it's not burying your dad, but NFL football coaches, your entire life is kind of committed to the game, right?
I would see him if I would wake up and take like a piss at 3 a.m. He would leave at about 5:30 and get back at like 11:30, 12 at night.
Every day. That's special teams.
Yeah.
He had to be on meth. I don't believe it, by the way. Your dad's doing meth, man. We got to fucking keep an eye on that. Joining us now is a man who's lost an amount of weight that you would go, maybe this guy's doing a little illegal activity that rhymes with it's getting created and cooked in the back of an RV.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He has become an absolute dime of a male. He lost 50 to 60 pounds, it seems like. He already had a very watery frame, and now he's every morning getting after it so he can be the best he can be on television every single day but the last couple weeks, because I think he's been on the same beach that he's calling from right now. Ladies and gentlemen, the authority on quarterback conversation at ESPN, Dan Orlovsky. What's going on, Dan?
That's the first time I've ever been introduced in regards to meth use as well, so good start.
So you have a good tan. You do look thin. The teeth seem to be all there. No meth or anything, huh?
It's. I have no comment on that. I don't know how to respond to that.
Okay, so maybe he's using
just a little.
Just a little bit of meth, no big deal. I saw your beautiful family in the back there. You're enjoying this time off before we get back on the TV, 7-8 hours a day on ESPN or what, Dan?
Yeah, I am 6 days away, man. This is my last. We always do this week in Seattle City, New Jersey. This is the last week for me and the family, because once Monday the 23rd comes, it's 7 days a week till Super Bowl essentially. So this is our kind of last week as a family to have some time together. So, yeah.
All right, we're excited for you. We hope you are enjoying your family time. We thank you for joining us. Let's get right into it. Quarterback controversies all around the league. There's a bunch of competitions. There's a lot going on. Which storyline, which young quarterback do you think starts first? Other than Trevor Lawrence, who's going to be the starter unless Gardner Minshew can get him. But which young guy, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Mac Jones, what young guy you think is going to get in there first, Dan?
Yeah, first of all, Gardner Minshew's not going to start. I don't even think he's going to be on the team. Okay, so.
Well, he didn't take a poop for 2 weeks because he didn't want to be number 2. Oh, you're saying he might be number 4. Oh.
No, I think someone's going to go try and trade for him. I think he's going to be a person that teams want to go trade for after they watch their guys play. I just think after I watched what Justin Fields did week 1, I sit there and go, there's just no way. There's just no way that Matt Nagy, I sent this tweet out this morning. There's 2 reasons why nowadays that you would not start a first-round rookie quarterback. Number 1, if the team is so bad around him that you are sincerely concerned about ruining the kid. And that means, dude, our offensive line is terrible and our skill position guys are terrible. Like, if you got a good group of either one, you start that kid. And then the second reason would be he doesn't have any trait or quality after you got him into your building and on practice fields and in preseason games. He doesn't have a trait or quality that's going to allow him to survive a little bit. You know, you don't want to put a guy out there where he's just incapable of surviving, whether it's hits, whether it's, rushes. I can't get away from the humans trying to hit me. My arm is not strong enough to fit it into windows, whatever that is. And once you realize that, that's when you also realize you took the wrong guy. So I just don't think any of these first-round quarterbacks have those problems. I think Jacksonville is good enough with Trevor. I think the Jets are going to be so much better on offense that Zach Wilson's going to be plenty good, and his athleticism is going to be good enough for him to play. I think Trey Lance, I will say this. Trey Lance's first preseason game, gave me a little bit of pause where he is with his protection handling, because there's a 3rd and 9 down in the red zone, I believe it was. There's a hot, and he's staring right at it, and he goes to throw it, and he doesn't. And I would have to sit in the meeting room with him and be like, why didn't you throw this ball? Because you don't want the kid you don't want that to be a repetitive thing. But his athleticism and his big playmaking ability, I'd start in week 1. I would. I've said that since they took him. I'd
Jimmy
start in
G,
week 1.
take a hike.
Well,
he's handsome.
Trey does so much more for your offense. Is he going to be not as good, not as efficient, so to speak, in your passing game? Is he going to make more mistakes than Jimmy G and probably the minor details? Absolutely. But he's also going to create so much more for everybody. Think about RG3 2012. Did you play against RG3 in 2012?
No, but
AJ?
No, yeah.
I believe I don't know what year I played. I played against him when he was playing well, though, for sure.
Dude, I remember in 2012 when we played against them, guys were wide open. Just wide open. It's because everything was built so much off of their run game, the quarterback run game. So I think it just makes their team so much better and dangerous. Again, if Matt Nagy watches the same game as me with Justin Fields and says Andy can do more for us, I struggle to believe that. And then Mac Jones, I thought Mac Jones looked really good. I just think their offense can be so efficient with Mac Jones at quarterback in New England.
Hey, what about all those young quarterbacks you mentioned? Which one of them do you think has the best setup around them with as far as the coach, the scheme, the fit, the players? Like who is the best setup for success?
I'm taking Trey Lance out of it because I think Trey Lance is the no-brainer answer. Just Kyle Shanahan is one of the best offensive minds we've had in the NFL in 20 years. So
what's he? Hey, Dane, what's he do different? Why is he? How does he separate himself?
Yeah, I think first of all, Kyle goes. There's 53 yards side to side on every single play, and I think he takes a very strategic way of attacking those yards. You know, I don't know if he has the greatest. It's not like he knows exactly where those yards are going to be every play, but he's going to give those guys the best chance to utilize those yards. Do you know what I'm saying? He goes so often coaches play in a box, or they coach in a box like hash to hash or something, or hash to sideline. And Kyle just goes, well, I got 53 every single play, and I'm going to figure out a way to give our guys a chance to attack those 53 yards the greatest way possible. I think he uses space better than everybody. I think he dictates personnel grouping to people more often than not. You know, he creates so many mismatches, and it's not just in the pass game. You know, he'll get George Kittle blocking safeties.
Oh.
It's just not right. You know, he'll get Juszczyk one-on-one on a linebacker out. You know, it's just he creates these receivers on linebackers when you go, why is that linebacker covering Deebo Samuel on a slant route? So I think he just does it in a creative, you know, unique way better than anybody. So I'm taking Trey Lance out of that conversation. I actually believe it's Mac Jones. I just think, one, the way they coach the position, 2, the offensive line, 3, the usage of tight ends. I think that Mac Jones has got a really good chance to be really good in New England.
All right, what are you hearing about Carson Wentz? You know, Carson shows up in town, has a couple great practices. Literally, Pythagorean theorem told me he threw a ball 97 yards across the field.
Wow.
Yeah, it was incredible. He was making free throws. He was dominant. And then all of a sudden that bone that has been lodged in his foot since high school decided to come back out, and they had to get surgery. He's already swiftly walking here 2 weeks after the surgery. Have you reached out to him and texted him? I know that you and he are very close. And what are your thoughts there?
Yeah, just to confirm, have never said a single word with Carson Wentz. I have not reached out to him.
Really? No. When you were doing that entire Carson Wentz song and dance on ESPN, at some point, you guys had to have an interaction.
Are you calling me a liar?
I didn't. Carson Wentz did when he was sitting right here, though. Boom. Carson Wentz did right here when he was sitting right here. He did. You've never talked to the guy, really?
I've never said a word to him. No, I just was doing my job. You know, I think the dude's a good player. I also hate when people are just constant haters on guys. And he was an easy target. My wife being from Philly, Dallas Cowboys fans are like, you know, stubbing your toe on the end of the bed, just super annoying. So it just kind of fit the narrative that year, and I had some fun with. So,
Dan, you did it, Dan. Oh, Jerry Jones ain't gonna like to hear that. No.
Jerry Jones, I'm sure, is a great guy. I could say this. I know when the news broke of the surgery, I texted Frank Reich and Chris Ballard. I just like, hey, fingers crossed for you guys, you know, like hopefully everything works out. And Frank got back to me briefly. He's like, thanks, man. And I think Chris is one of the cool general managers of the NFL because he interacts a little bit, and he's like, listen, man, we got time. We're hopeful that it's going to be best case scenario. And I could just tell you, I'm really excited for this team, and I'm really excited for this quarterback. Like, I think we got a chance to do some really good stuff. And I just think, that's what Chris said. He didn't tell you that. Yeah, he probably doesn't think you can comprehend that. Too much information at once.
Whoa. Listen, Beach Dan. All right.
And I just think, dude, I would say this for the Colts, and I've said this on air. It's going to be a very different team in middle. Back end of October into December than we see in September. They were always going to be waiting on Eric Fisher. They were always going to be waiting for Kwity Paye to get his footing underneath him. They were always going to be waiting for some of their young players, Pittman and Taylor, to kind of take off. So what they do in September, I don't think has a tremendous amount of impact on who they'll be back in November, December.
He texted you back immediately upon hearing about this injury, and he said that all that information that you said, that was his first text back to you?
Yeah, he just said, thanks, man. And he just said time is on their side. They wanted to be patient, and he just think they got a chance to be a really good team at the back end of the fall.
He didn't tell me.
He didn't say
What? I said, is this serious?
What was your question, though? Like, what was your question to him?
What the fuck, ... is this serious? That was my question. I did not get any response. Kind of no response.
Come on. Interesting.
Well, then Frank came on the show and told us a little something that's similar to what he said there, but Chris didn't tell me.
I just think they showed good discipline with not having a panic, not having a panic. Yeah, he loves you. He loves you. He's constantly saying nice things about you.
That's very nice of him.
So do the people. So do the people of South New Jersey, by the way. The people of Seattle City, New Jersey.
Yeah.
If I have to hear one more person say, dude, Pat McAfee Show's the best.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
I can't go anywhere. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to kind of nod my head and be like, yeah. I can't go anywhere without people tell me how great you are.
Well, that's good news for me. I don't ever hear it, so anytime you hear it, let me know. That'd be fantastic. I appreciate that. And also New Jersey, by the way, University of West Virginia, basically in New Jersey. I was very much entrenched in New Jersey folk for 4 years. I loved it, because once you go from Pittsburgh Italians to Jersey Italians, it's a pretty good little transition there. And that was basically the first 21 years of my life. What's that?
Are you a beach guy? Do you like the beach?
No, I'd rather look at the water, but I don't want to be out there. Like I saw you and your kids at that one place whenever we were at the same spot. You jogged all the way out to that beach. And then there was something you forgot. You jogged all the way back, and you see what I was hot on the hotel, not actually, and I was just looking, and I watched you do that thing. You love getting out there in the sand, though. Like you love that. This is Big Orlovsky.
I hated the beach before I had kids. I hated it. And then now my kids are here, where I enjoy it just because it's time with them.
Now, AJ has another question for you, but before we get to that, I have to ask, because I said you're on meth coming in with the amount of weight you lost. You look really good. Are you going to get fat during the season, or is this the new Dan? Is this going to be you forever?
Yeah, I've always tried to, since football got done. Well, honestly, since our kids were born, my wife got super into trying to lose baby weight, so I kind of went on it with her. I've got an ego, so that's part of it as well.
No.
What? Yeah,
no.
Yeah, breaking news.
Put it on the ticker.
Boom.
Yeah.
Put it on the ticker.
That's
crazy.
Honestly, I like to work out strictly for my mental capacity. I get into a bad place if I don't. So, I like to be physically fit.
Okay. Go ahead, AJ.
Hey, Dane, what's your schedule look like? I know you're saying you're going to be working until the Super Bowl. Are you doing any different games? Are you going to do any NFL games? Well, ESPN, I guess they don't really have NFL other than Monday night. What's your schedule like? Are you changing things up?
No, it'll be somewhat similar to last fall. Watch games all day Sunday, Monday, get up, first take, NFL Live, Tuesday, probably a combination of that, Wednesday, combination of that, Thursday, combination of that, and then Friday, fly out for games, Saturday, call college games. I open up with Michigan on September 4th, so I've got that game on Saturday.
Ooh.
I would bet.
Harbaugh's pushing sleds.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Harbaugh, I saw him. Could you push that sled?
Yes. Yeah, I could. Yeah,
you could, right?
I could run that thing. Yeah.
I think I'm hopeful. Last year we did the megacast for the playoff game, the NFL Live crew. I'm hopeful to do some stuff. I heard those Manning brothers might have taken some of our shine. Losers.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
So I don't know if we did a mega cast for like the Monday Night Football game. I don't know how many viewers we would get opposite the Monday Night Crew and the Manning brothers. So my wife might watch, but other than that, I don't know if it would be a hot ticket. So I'm hoping to be able to I want to call NFL games. I know that. That is something I want to do in my future.
The world wants you to call NFL games, by the way, because listening to you call college games is ridiculous because there's no reason that you should care about some of the games that you call the way you do. I mean, he goes, oh, I was watching 10 hours of film on this guy that I'll never hear from again.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate your dedication to that. Can't wait to see you with Michigan. Do not go up against the Mannings on Monday night. That is a bad idea. I think Omaha production is going to do really well. Were you and Peyton ever teammates? Weren't you guys crossed over a little bit, right? The year you came in here and almost lost us Andrew Luck, won us out of Andrew Luck almost there?
Yeah, I guess we were teammates, right? I mean, I was with you, so I would hope that you would remember those times.
Yeah, but I don't remember, was Peyton ever around? I don't remember if he was around during the season.
I'll never forget that he was around. I remember one of my first interactions with Peyton was in a walkthrough. I'm not telling that story. In a walkthrough, I remember we were doing a walkthrough and I was taking the reps. And as a walkthrough, everything is. Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, dude? Uncle Pat, Uncle AJ. Hey, when you turn 18, I'll buy you some smokes.
We were doing a walkthrough.
He's probably selling them already like you.
No, hopefully not. And you guys know walkthroughs a lot tamer. And so I was in the huddle like, hey, here's the play. Double right, 2 jet all go, ready break. You walk to the line of scrimmage. Your voice is super quiet. And Peyton's like, hold the F up. Like, what are you doing? And I'm going, I got nothing for you. I don't know. And he's like, no, let me show you to do it. He brings the huddle in. He starts screaming like, double right, 2 jet all go on 1 break. And he gets to the line of scrimmage and he's walking around like, and we're in the indoor facility by ourselves. And he's screaming, hey, you're hot off him. Check. And I'm just standing there. He's like, you got it. All of a sudden, he starts to sweat. He's sweating as he's talking because he's so intense. And I was just sitting there going, yeah, I guess one of the reasons why we're different is you can do that. And I'm like, hey, so it was my brief interaction with him.
Yeah, and those two, that quick interaction there. And then I think there was a film one as well that I assume went just as well as that one did. What's that? There was no?
Yeah, there was. That film when I was, studying for a preseason game. I'm in the hotel room. I'm going to play a bunch. I'm going to watch film by myself. Peyton had thrown that morning. This is when the neck's happening. He had thrown that morning, but he didn't want anyone to know about it or see it and whatnot. I'm watching film, getting ready by myself in the room, and the door gets knocked on, and Peyton's there, and he peeks his head. He's like, hey, man. I'm like, what's up? He goes, you mind if I watch some film? And I'm like, yeah, dude, you're Peyton freaking Manning. Like, come on, bud.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I gather my stuff, and I go sit in the chair, and he sits in the chair that I was in watching it with the teleprompter, and he looks around, and he goes, alone. And I was like, my bad. So I packed my stuff up and left.
How'd you do? How'd you do in the preseason game? How'd you do?
If I'm correct, I think I threw a pick on like the 3rd play of the game for a corner from Pittsburgh.
Hold on. All right. Guy can't even do a fucking walkthrough. You want to watch film with me? I do not think that is the way this is going to go. What an amazing... did you take anything you learned from those encounters and watching Peyton and apply it to this incredible television career you have?
Yeah, I really thought that Peyton had an incredible way. I think this is the really big thing I took from him. Peyton had an incredible way of understanding every one of his teammates, I feel, and making the time to learn about them and understand that was going to positively impact his personality and the way that he interacts with everybody. Like I always say, the backup quarterback, again, I learned this from Peyton in my role, was, you got to be able to talk and hang out with and bond with the 21-year-old who just got drafted, who's got all this money, and he's single in a city, and he wants to go out and enjoy that lifestyle. But then also the 30-year-old who's at home, who is a father and a husband who like really enjoys that lifestyle. So how do you connect with both those guys? Because they're completely different humans. And I thought Peyton had a really good way about them. He was just super intentional. He found out what guys liked and what didn't like. And I thought he just really took the time to like understand people and, have certain aspects within his own personality that were going to be easy to make that kind of bond or friendship real.
We have to go to a break on Sirius XM Channel 82 Mad Dog Sports Radio. We'll be back in 4 minutes, probably wrapping up this conversation with Dan that continues at youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. As these commercial breaks run, remember, this is good shit. You should buy it. We'll see you in 4 minutes. We did it. All right, Dan, we're live on YouTube still. Don't say anything. It might get you, don't get you in trouble. All right, there are people watching. Actually, the people that are watching right now are the only people we're actually able to tell people that are watching, listen, because we get no numbers from Sirius. So it's like, could be 1, could be 2 million. Have no idea how many people listen on Sirius. It's basically, is it anybody out there? We have no idea. So we appreciate you joining us here. Peyton Manning kicking you out of a film room is awesome. Him teaching you how to do a walkthrough, even better. What you do on TV, really cool. I think Ty, because of how good you are on television, Ty said, I can't wait to ask Dan Orlovsky this question.
Yeah, I love Dan. Who doesn't love Dan? But Dan, Jordan Love looked pretty good the other night, with the exception of the strip sack and getting dinged up a little bit. But then on ESPN this morning, I see everyone saying that the Packers are in trouble if he's not ready to go, and that the Packers also aren't really happy with his development right now. What did you think after watching that game? Is this more of a project than a lot of people anticipated?
I thought it looked fantastic for being the first time he played live football in 603 days. It was the first time he played live football in over 600 days. And I thought he was lights out. That ball that he throws to Sternberger down the seam on 3rd and 8 was awesome. I'd say the biggest difference that stood out to me from his college tape and watching that brief game the other night was how rhythmic he was. He looked very rhythmic. And when I say that, everything seemed to be tied together. His drop was tied to the route concept, and that's rare for a young quarterback, especially a guy who hasn't played a ton, because you always revert back to poor habits or habits that are part of your past, where you're often speeding things up or taking an extra hitch when you're not supposed to, hopping with the football, and then you're a blink late, and then the ball's placed where it's not supposed to be, or someone can break it up. I thought he was incredibly rhythmic, and that tells me that he's got a really good feel for what they're teaching him. I thought he threw the ball well, especially in their play-action game. Also, listen, anybody that was thinking he wasn't a project was misinformed, and that's on them. Also, this was the plan. I truly believe this was their 2-year, 730-day plan for Green Bay when they drafted him, was just to continue to take the talent and try to build it into this scheme that quarterbacks always get propped up in this scheme. Always. Every quarterback that's ever played in this system plays better than their talent actually is. And I think if I'm Green Bay, I'm sitting there going, after game 1, I'm very, very pleased with the way he looks.
So Aaron Rodgers isn't as good as he looks?
Huh? What do you mean?
You just said with a very broad brush, I think I saw him actually. Every quarterback that plays in this scheme plays better than they actually are. With a broad brush, you said every single one. So whenever you say that, I can't help but think to myself, did you just say Aaron Rodgers stinks and it's a scheme that makes him good? Is that what you just...
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I think that Kirk Cousins goes from good quarterback to, wow, he had a really good season. Jimmy Garoppolo goes from solid quarterback to a good quarterback. Ryan Tannehill goes from a bust to a top 10 player. Baker Mayfield goes from you stink to 28 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. Valid. Aaron Rodgers, at the age of, I think Aaron's 37 or 38, throws for 48 touchdowns, and it is the runaway MVP. So what I'm saying is it takes quarterbacks with where they are, and it elevates them. And he's going to throw for 100 touchdowns on a 2-year span. So that's not me saying Aaron's not remarkable. Dude's unbelievable.
Yeah.
48 touchdowns at his age is ridiculous.
Yeah, and I think the really cool thing you did there was you said, great to have you back here on Sirius XM Channel 82. The conversation with Dan Orlovsky continues here as we wrap up beautiful hour 2 on this Tuesday, August 17th, 2021. I think the fascinating thing that Dan just did during the break, and Sirius XM listeners, I will bring you back up to speed real quickly. He talked about the scheme being used that Jordan Love got a chance to execute after 603 days of not playing live football. And then he said the scheme actually makes quarterbacks look a lot better than they might might actually be. And then he rattled off a group of people to put into one bucket, okay?
Right.
He said Kirk Cousins.
What?
Whenever he got in this game, became a great quarterback all of a sudden. He said Baker Mayfield, Jordan Love, Jimmy Garoppolo, and then obviously Aaron Rodgers. You know, hey, Dan, I think it's fascinating to think that scheme just makes you better, because I think all those guys have kind of water has found their level, hasn't they? Like, is Jordan Love, then do you see Jordan Love potentially being a trade piece for one of those other offenses? And what is that? Who created the offensive scheme that it is? Is that Shanahan's thing? Is this who made this offense and made every quarterback successful? And why doesn't everybody do this?
Well, I think it's Mike Shanahan and Gary Kubiak's scheme from 30 years ago. The difference between nowadays and that scheme is Kyle, Matt LaFleur have brought new age foundational pieces of offensive philosophy, meaning, again, space, the utilization of space, the utilization of pre-snap and at-snap motion, but still with the starting points of that run game married with that play-action pass and bootleg game. Those are two different things as well. So those guys built it. They built it. And now those guys are constantly evolving it. They're not resting on it. They're constantly evolving it into modern day football. Do I think that Jordan Love could be a trade piece? I said this last week and people didn't. I don't know if they didn't appreciate it, but I don't think what Jordan Love does this preseason has a tremendous amount of impact on what the Packers' plans are next year. I think what Aaron Rodgers does and or chooses to do completely controls what the Packers do at quarterback next year. I do believe what I know.
Wait! I thought nothing happened. I thought Aaron. Wait.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Huh? Oh no, never mind. Aaron does control what's going on in the future.
I think he controls if he wants to stay. Right? Did he not say that he's going to leave that open?
Well, yeah.
And he's still under contract.
Yeah, but you said that nothing happened from the entire thing. Remember?
Oh yeah.
What I said was he did not get what he ideally wanted, which was, again, according to reports, to be out.
That ain't what you said. Dan, that ain't
That's
what
what I
you said.
said.
Dan, that ain't what you said.
What
Go
I
ahead,
said.
AJ. Go ahead, AJ.
What I said. Don't twist my words.
That's not, well, twist your words. You said you actually did this whole Carson Wentz trash bag thing. You remember?
Yeah.
Now I'm finding out that guy's never even talked to the guy that he was slandering my name for. Are we kidding?
Let it go. Be like Elsa. Be like Elsa.
What the fuck is an Elsa?
It's a Disney Channel movie. It's always making a reference to "Let It Go" is what he's trying to say.
Thank you, Boston Connor.
No, I'm not supporting you at all, Dan, and that was the worst Boston accent I've ever heard. I'm just trying to explain to him what's going on.
Thank you, Boston Connor.
Hey, I appreciate you, man.
Anytime.
Hey, I appreciate that.
Anytime.
Connor.
Yeah, go ahead.
I appreciate you too.
Even though he's not supported, Dane, I support you and everything you do. But I want to quickly pivot. I know we have a break coming in a little bit, but Dak Prescott, his shoulder/lat injury. Have you ever heard of anything like this? Do you know any quarterbacks that have had this, and are you worried?
I'm not worried, no. Do I know of any quarterbacks that have had that? No, but I bet you most have. I bet you most quarterbacks go through some type of shoulder strain, discomfort, sprain. I have not been worried about it. I'm not worried about it until he can't play or can't play as well as he wants to. I think everyone made way too big a deal about them talking to the Rangers. The Rangers are in their backyard and literally deal with everybody on their team throws. Every human being on the Rangers throws. Why would you not talk to their people about it? I still think it's a relatively long time till he has to go get ready to play. Is it ideal? No. Would I like to see him back on the field and in preseason games getting some reps before week 1? Yes. But I would not put him out there because he's not 100%. And I don't want him in the moment in a preseason game, like straining to go make a throw and then hurting him. This is a 17-week season. You guys know, and it's hopefully for them longer. So I don't have any concern over Dak right now, no.
He's throwing 20 to 25-yard balls. That's basically, right? He's going, right?
Yeah, and again, if you could throw 20 to 25 yards comfortable and pain-free, in 10 days you're going to be way better. And that's still almost 2 weeks before your first game. So I actually think the Cowboys are doing a good job. And I don't think whether Dak Prescott plays some snaps in the preseason or has any impact on what they're going to do week 1. I think they're a long shot to win week 1 anyway, whether he plays 20 preseason snaps or not. So I just think they're being smart long haul.
Dan, we can't thank you enough. We do have to get out of here. I'm sure the people on the beach are appreciative of you giving your breakdowns and them only hearing one side of it. You're always fantastic, not only on here, but also on ESPN. We appreciate you.
I appreciate you guys. Boston Connor, thank you for your time, buddy. Appreciate you.
Yeah, all right, pal.
All right, see you, Dan. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Connor.
I thought it was a good accent.
Let me be clear.
Yeah, okay.
Let me be clear. I am not on your side, okay? I appreciate you, man.
Hey, I had to. I mean, that was a ridiculous reference to be making, especially to you who doesn't watch Disney movies.
There's zero chance of me knowing that. I mean, that's Dan Orlovsky, though.
Exactly.
That's why he is the ESPN logo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Acho's best friend.
Hey, Sam Acho's on every day, I think, the rest of the year.
Really? What shows does he do?
All of them. Every single one.
Okay.
Clocks in at 6, clocks out at 11:30 p.m.
Boom.
I think so. I'm like excited. We enjoy watching those shows. It's like, okay, they have access to researchers and insiders that we do not. Let's watch this. Sam Acho, I think, is going to be a big star this fall.
Absolutely.
I like Sam. All right, we're back in 6 minutes for hour 3. We'll talk to you on the phone lines, dude. A former Celebrity Jeopardy champion, ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, I've missed you guys.
We've missed you too, man. Where are you? Are you out in the woods somewhere right now? Where are you?
Yeah, I'm in a log cabin out here.
Have you been doing this since the end of the season? How did the Jeopardy thing come? How'd you film it? How'd it go? And is that your first time you were kind of back in cell service?
Yeah, pretty much. I did some quarantine during the off season, early parts. Mrs. was filming up in Montreal, so I was, Quebec has some strict quarantine rules, so I was in quarantine for a few weeks, and then went out to LA and filmed the 2 weeks of Jeopardy, had a blast, and then back for some more quarantine. And now, the off season feels like it's just beginning now.
Okay, good. Well, congratulations on everything happening. Let's talk about the Jeopardy job. Did you watch the other hosts as well, what they were doing potentially that you would want to do differently? How did the whole film study go?
I haven't watched an episode since Alex. Okay. I didn't really want to be influenced at all by the other guest hosts.
Smart.
And how they did things. For me, it was taking a lot of notes and figuring out, exactly what Alex did and wanting to do him justice, his memory justice, by being as prepared as possible when I got on the show.
The hair, though, was there a thought potentially, Jeopardy, for you to cut it? Did anybody say, hey, maybe we cutting the hair? Was that conversation? Because I'll tell you, whenever I was going to have to go to court after the public intoxication, a lot of talk about me potentially cutting hair. Didn't do it. I would assume for you, potential same thing with Jeopardy, being Jeopardy and all that.
I thought about it. I also thought about shaving to a mustache to honor Alex, but my hair wasn't long enough that I couldn't do something with it. I felt like we had a nice little comb over going, and I just decided to go with kind of my usual, a little bit of some stubble going and not the neck beard. Sorry, Andrew Luck, but I decided to kind of clean that up a little bit. But there was conversation. I think there might have been some people that wanted me to shave to the skin. I don't do that a whole lot. If that was a prereq to get the full-time gig, no problem with it at all. No problem at all. And
Whoa! Did you just campaign potentially for the full-time gig right there? You loved doing it, didn't you? You enjoyed the hell out of your time doing Jeopardy? Hold on, you lost service in the middle of the woods, wherever the hell you are, whether it's in Canada here or in America, on a film. You would love to do Jeopardy more, you say?
I would love to be the host of Jeopardy, yes.
I hope you get it, dude.
Give it to him.
The guy wants it.
Come on.
He's good at everything. He'll shave his face.
Come on.
Thanks, buddy. Miss you guys.
The NFL is implementing the Hawkeye replay system, which has the smart technology, which is synchronized multi-angle replay technology, which allows the ref to view all of the shots and angles of a certain play at the same damn time, as opposed to what they've been doing all along, which is TV producers deciding what replays they see when. Are you kidding me?
Unbelievable.
What? Now, we know a lot about these TV producers, okay?
Yeah.
I couldn't see Joey George Chestnut eat his 76th fucking hot dog, all right?
Bullshit.
on 4th of July to break his own record because of a production. We've seen a lot of other rather terrible decisions made in television, in broadcasting of games made. Those same people now, I'm learning, were the people that were deciding what angles the 95-year-old refs in the NFL were getting to see. This is absurd. Thankful that the XFL, who had the Hawkeye smart technology, synchronized multi-angle replay technology, either created, invented, or used from other places, like tennis has this, I believe. I like that we're expediting the replay system. I like that we're getting up with the times. Replay should be an asset to the NFL as opposed to what it is, which seems to be a burden. The pass interference replay thing, because of how terrible they botched the execution of that, it probably will never be brought up or, thought about again, because fans will be able to say, oh, remember when they did that last time? It's like, no, remember how they executed that last time. The replay system is run by people who have not a lot of experience with maybe quick, slow-mo, fast forward, maybe just content being in their face all day, every day. I like that we're making this better. It's better for the game. It's better for everybody. There's a lot of money on the line. Let's not let an opportunity pass where we can utilize technology to make sure the right shit gets done. Let's just do it in a much more efficient fashion. I've always felt that way, AJ.
Well, it's much more efficient, but it makes me question, how did we go this long to where a TV producer is controlling what replays, what angles you're going to see, for the referee, that kind of blows my mind when you think about it.
Yeah, I read it yesterday and I almost axled my pants.
Yeah.
I didn't because I'm an adult, but you get it.
Right. No, I don't know. I bet you have in the last 5 years.
No, I haven't, but there was that one time where I thought it was going to be a sound, and it was actually action.
Yeah, a little close. That's a different story, though.
Yeah, but it wasn't a full axle, I don't think.
Yeah, no, sharding is not pooping.
Step in it.
Whoa, I have a little couth, for the goddamn good of the show. But speaking of that, I was quite alarmed whenever I read that TV producer. I'm like, the same people that are making a lot of the decisions that we get a chance to witness every single.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about.
Yes, speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show. Hour 3 on this beautiful Tuesday, August 17th, 2021. We'll begin with some breaking news. Breaking news out of the NFL world. A defensive player just got paid. Jamal Adams, who was in contract negotiations with the Seattle Seahawks. The reason he's on the Seattle Seahawks because he was in contract negotiations with the Jets. An absolute stud has now come to terms with the Seattle Seahawks on a 4-year, $70 million deal that will make him the league's highest paid safety, I'm told, says Ian Rappaport at Rap Sheet. $38 million guaranteed. Breaking the stalemate a long time coming and well deserved. It was reported this morning that Jamal wanted $40 million guaranteed, and only $38 million was offered in guarantees from the Seahawks. The Seattle Times had reported that this morning. My first response, literally upon reading that it was a $2 million difference, okay, which is a shit ton of money. Mm-hmm. Hey, that's a lot of money, okay, in comparison to $70 total million. You can't let $2 million break that contract negotiation. That was literally my first thought. $2 million is what they're fighting over right now. Let's figure this out. Hey, let's bygones be bygones. Maybe give somebody an Elton John piano or a guitar or something from Jim Irsay in there. Let's figure it out. They figure it out. They were much better when he was playing, when he was healthy. The Seattle Seahawks get a piece of their defense that they've been looking for some time.
So what do you think they did to make up the difference? Don't you think they could just say, all right, well, let's do some kind of incentive thing if you really feel strong about getting that extra $2 million, or was it just an optics thing? Like he wanted to show, hey, I got 40 guaranteed.
Okay, so $40 million guaranteed would be awesome, and let me tell you why. $40 million guaranteed at the safety position would make him the second highest guarantee in the history of the NFL when it comes to the safety position. Landon Collins of Washington signed an $84 million deal. Average per year was $14 million, and he got total guaranteed 44.5, fully guaranteed 31 million or something like that, okay? So I'm not sure how this makes him the highest paid safety in the league by any of the numbers that we're currently looking at. It's being shaped that way, so maybe the average, maybe incentives, I'm not 100% sure. Is it because the average is the highest per
It's
year?
usually average. They usually go off the average per year.
So the average per year, this is the highest one for Justin Simmons of the Broncos, is $15.25 million per year. Before, this is via Spotrac?
No, this is overthecap.com.
This is overthecap.com. This is what they have. Buda Baker just signed a deal. His total value is $59 million. He had $33 million guaranteed. Justin Simmons got $35 million guaranteed. So $38 million guaranteed is the highest as of the most recent contracts. But Landon Collins fucking went to work against Washington down there when he signed for $84 million. I can't wait to dive into this a little bit more. Maybe there will be escalators that can get him to the $40 million guaranteed if he really wanted that. I thought it was potentially a misprint. I thought maybe they were only getting their information from the Seahawks. The Seattle Times wrote, we made him this offer, this is what he wants. And he actually wanted like $45 million, because then $7 million would seem like, okay, can't get this done. $2 million though, yeah, here at NFL Philosophy, which legit source, obviously. Per the Seattle Times, the team made its final offer last Friday, 4-year extension worth $17 million per year. $38 million guaranteed. Adams wants $40 million guaranteed. The two sides also differ on cash flow with the Seahawks. So this is kind of what they were holding up allegedly via the Seattle Times and NFL Philosophy. They made it work. The standoff ends. Everybody's all kumbaya in Seattle with Russell Wilson and the boys back in the
So that tweet says the offer was $17 million a year. He ended up giving $17.5 a year over 4 years. That could be the makeup of the $2 million right there if he does end up playing all those.
And boom, now we have a deal made. And now, is the Legion of Boom back?
Whoa!
No, it's not. No. All right? They had,
not at all.
They had 4.
Yeah.
That were just guys or whatever. But Jamal makes them much, much better, AJ. And they need that because Russell Wilson, top 5 player of all time, you got to win to make that happen. And that's what the standoff was with the Seahawks earlier for him, if you do recall.
Well, Jamal's a guy that, too, like, he brings, like, a different form of safety play. Like, this dude is one of their best blitzers too. So you always have to worry about him if you're an opposing offensive coordinator. Okay, like this dude, we need to watch out because they'll bring him from all these different exotic looks, and how the dude moves too. He's special, like how he can move and how physical he is. So I'm not surprised they worked it out. I'm sure the Seahawks absolutely knew, like, hey, if we want to win, we do need this guy right now.
What was it? He wasn't happy at the Jets, right? No,
right.
No. Get out of here. Goes to Seattle.
That was Gase, right?
Yeah, him and Gase very publicly.
Well, it wasn't just Gase, too. It was the GM, right? Didn't he hate Joe as well?
Yeah.
Allegedly, Joe was answering calls or something about him whenever he told him he wouldn't. And then there was all that drama.
Wanted to be like Aaron Donald, where the Rams wouldn't pick up calls even if they got some.
Goes to Seattle, gets hurt, right? Didn't he get hurt? And then the defense was much better when he was in there. I assume when he got traded, it was under the agreement that he would get a new deal with Seattle. So then when that doesn't happen, I was fascinated to see, the fallout PR-wise. Like, hey, the deal was you trade and then we get a deal done. That's why we came here. But then now he couldn't get a deal done. Was Jamal asking for too much? Was the way that it was being painted by the media with the information coming from Seattle? Like somebody posted like, oh, the Jets had the same problem with Jamal Adams. It's like, okay, they get a deal done. He's rich. Good for him.
Well, the player kind of has leverage there because they did give up 2 1s or whatever, right, for him. So, like, if you're going to trade the 2 1s and have me, for only 1 season, that's on you.
Definitely a loss, but it doesn't mean you have to eat up $20 million a year into your salary cap, too.
You don't, but you knew it, though. You knew when you traded 2 1s for the guy, like, hey, this isn't a 1-year rental. Like, it's
what
known
if it didn't
that we're
work?
going to have to work an extension out.
Yeah, but what if it didn't work and they didn't do that?
Yeah. That's the risk you take doing that and making those trading 2 first rounders for a guy.
There was a report too that Seattle was ready to say, "Okay, fuck it, we'll franchise tag you next year, the year after, and the year after that if we have to."
And then he said he'd be franchised as a linebacker because that's what he sees himself as.
Yes. Oh, the franchise tag is such a problem. That's like the tight ends. I think that's why the tight end university is becoming a real thing. I think they're trying to reset what the market is as well. Yeah, we catch just the same amount of balls as those guys making $6 million more a year than us.
Interesting.
And we block similar to the people that are making $5 million more than us. And then we're just sitting here doing both, getting shit. What is this all about? Let's go ahead and let's go meet in Nashville. All right, let's go down Trent Hill for a second. Let's shave our faces.
Okay.
All right. All of us tight ends.
Sure.
Let's shave our faces and then let's play tight end better. And let's make more money for all the tight ends. Travis Kelce debuted a new face to the internet. And most whites, okay, who have beards do have this same exact situation happen on a regular basis. When you take the beard off, you're a completely different human being. It happened to me. I was forced into it so I could be Vince McMahon, and that inevitably ended up getting cut from the show anyway. So I shaved for no reason, looked like a turtle and a whole new man for absolutely no reason at all. But it was nice to get a little experience. Diggs, when he shaves his beard every once in a while, he'll just wake up feeling froggy. You know, I'm going to shave it. He's completely different human being. Gumpy, I don't even know what would happen if he was going here. I didn't expect Travis Kelce to have this big of a transition look, you know, without the beard, but this is classic white face situation here. This is can't shave the beard with some white faces, and I'm one of them. I think Travis is learning that he potentially is as well. He's a completely different man whenever he's got a little facial decoration on.
Yeah, I mean, that second picture is, you know, you fear that guy. In the first picture, it's like, oh, this is every single dad in middle America.
This guy, he's got his New Balances on, just fucking got off the train. Oh, there's a model.
A little different.
There's a model. That is a guy. Oh, did this guy just get off the tractor wearing his Steph Curry ones, dude? Mowing the lawn out there and no Steph. What is it? Look at this guy. You better watch your wife, your girlfriend. Whenever this guy comes around, he's got good wiggle. He's a freak athlete. He can dunk a basketball. That guy right there, listen, you get 10 to 12 diesels in him, he'll fight you.
That's right.
Hey, don't let old Trav get a little loose out there by the bonfire. That ain't what we need to do with old Trav. He is from Ohio, by the way.
Mm-hmm, true.
He is from Ohio. Classic guy. He obviously, there and had to make the transition back. He said, it's only a matter of time before I get that beautiful beard back. But I like the Travis Kelce's, you know. He's super fashionable. He always rocks aggressive looks. He said, what's your old face look like? And the internet was like, don't ever fucking do that again. And it was rude of the internet to do that, Trav. Hey, Trav, you do whatever you want to do. You want a bonfire, camp out, you do whatever you want to do, Dad.
Boom, and reach out to your brother. Where's Jason Kelce? It's time for Jason Kelce to step up and shave his face and take the heat a little bit off of his brother because, man, people were eviscerating that guy on the internet.
I got on the internet last night. Travis Kelce was trending.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, what happened? Then the first tweet I saw was like one of those random college athlete-like posts. It was like a random high school athlete. And it was a picture of Travis Kelce, and it said a high school in 1992 or something like that. And I was like, oh, Travis looked like a grown-ass man in high school. And then I scrolled down another one, and it was a black and white photo of him. I'm like, what is this? And then all I saw was just a burial. I was like, oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. And Travis woke up or maybe came out of a nap or went onto his Twitter and was like, what's going on? He saw himself trending. He was like, pfft. What the fuck happened to me? That's wild. He knew it, though. As soon as you shave it, you know it. AJ, you've never had a beard, so if you grew one, I think people would be freaked out. But my dad was a mustache guy back in the day. When he showed up one day without a mustache, it was like, this is a new fucking human being. That can happen.
Oh, it happens all the time. I remember kids growing up, their dad's same thing. They had it for 25 years, then all of a sudden something happened, they cut it. And, you know, they have like the old farmer's tan where that mustache has been for 25 years. They look completely different, and then they grow it back in like 14 hours. It comes back to those guys.
Poor Travis Kelce. Dude.
Okay, Travis tweeted this, #Mustache Mondays on August 2nd. So maybe this is why he had to shave it all off, and it's all those guys with mustaches.
Mm-hmm. Can you zoom in on that thing?
There's a way to go about it that you don't have to.
Oh, he's got that was the micro. I thought the mouse thing. I thought he potentially had the V for Vendetta.
Ooh.
The anonymous.
Yeah.
You know, the guy.
Yeah, Guy Fawkes.
Nah.
Stash looked good.
Hey, the mustache looks
It
good.
does
Yeah.
look pretty good.
But he has to reset.
Yeah, and they caught him at a bad angle on that other one, too. It's kind of like side of his face. How you doing?
Well, you're right, too, though. Can you imagine if he had that face and he was trying to rock some of those fits going on the planes? Like, he would have just had to wear jeans with an Under Armour polo tucked into it. Like, that would have been the only thing he would have been able to wear to the plane.
John Deere flannel.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Right.
Maybe a little dicky. That's literally all he could wear there. He knows it. He's going to be able. Hey, it's training camp. It's training camp. He'll be back on the other side with a beard, I assume. Wow. He was probably so mad about Mustache Mondays. He said, guys, if we do Mustache Monday, that means at some point I'm going to have to. Come on, everybody's doing it. Oh.
Does he look younger, you think?
He looks just like Heath Miller to me. I think he's channeling Heath. It's going to be his best season to come.
Heath was a long time Pittsburgh Steelers tight end, by the way, for those that don't
People know who Heath Miller.
Whenever Heath would catch a football, the whole place would yell, Heath! He was a bruiser, he was a baller, but I'm not 100% sure if the name Heath Miller necessarily rings a bell with a lot of people outside of Pittsburgh at this time, in this particular world we're in right now. But you're right, he was a hell of a ball player. I mean, why? Is it just white guys that play tight end? It's just like him.
Tony, just like him.
All right, let's go to the 5-hour energy phone lines. Let's go to Ami in Los Angeles. What's going on, Ami?
What's up, Pat? It's Omi. Shout out, Pat. Shout out, AJ. Shout out the Hammer Down boys.
Whoa, should have got it right.
AJ, you really looking like
What's
the
up, Omi?
modern day Crimson Chin. I love you, man. Yeah, I love you.
Appreciate you.
Yeah,
Omi.
One day. I was calling in today. I don't know if you guys are going to like this one, but the championship game for Summer League is today. Sacramento Kings versus Boston Celtics.
Let's go Celtics!
I think this is the only chance Boston Celtics getting a ring of anything this year. So.
Nobody cares, dude. Let's go to Justin in Louisiana. What's going on, Justin? Literally. I appreciate you calling in on me. Wait on hold, but ain't nobody give a single fuck about a Summer League championship. Other than LeBron and Brody are showing up and watching. I appreciate them doing that. It is going to be tough for any of us to give a single fuck about that. Tim Tebow just got cut, Omi. Come on. Yeah. There's a lot going on. What
Pistons
do you want to
already won, too.
Did they?
Yeah.
No.
Pistons won?
Luka Garza won the Summer League.
Luka Garza is going to save the city of Detroit.
All right. Let's go to, once again, nobody cares. Let's go to Justin in Louisiana. That's going to be Jared Goff. And I'll tell you what, man. He was mic'd up.
Yeah, it was awesome.
They got MCDC mic'd up. It's worth it.
God.
Yeah, it's worth a watch. Let's go to Justin in Louisiana on the 5-hour energy phone line. What's going on, Justin?
What's up, fellas? Good to be here.
Great to have you,
I have one
Justin.
question. I have one question. Who do y'all think the better duo is going to be this year? Between Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle and Tua, or Devonta Smith and Jalen Hurts?
Oh, all former teammates linking back up in the NFL. Will that type of chemistry ring true whenever they're playing on Sundays with grown-ass men? I think Joey Burrow and Chase are going to be real good. I think Tua needs to figure out whether or not he's going to be real good in the NFL or not before we find out whether or not Waddle and he are going to have a great relationship. Waddle can help, though. Waddle is very explosive, and if Tua likes him as much as everybody thinks he does, knows enough about it. Didn't Waddle say, though, that Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yes, so did Devontae.
Yeah. Well, Devontae with Jalen's slinging the ball all around the yard. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to bet on Joey Burrow strictly because Joey Burrow seemed to be a good quarterback in the NFL. We've already known it. Tua, we don't know. Jalen, we're not 100% sure. Joey seems like he's going to be a guy, so I'm just going to assume they're going to be tightest. But that is fascinating that 3 former college teammates are now playing together on Sundays.
Well, I mean, it definitely is fascinating. It just shows you the powerhouse schools that continue to pump out first rounders and guys that make plays on Sundays. But I guess it's a good point you bring up. Joe Burrow is the only guy of those 3 QBs that has really proven maybe. I guess people can say Tua at times has proven that he can get it done, but not consistently, you think?
I don't think anybody's saying that Tua has proven he's going to be a guy yet. I honestly don't think so because the games he's played good or maybe close to good, it's been close. He gets benched for Ryan Fitzmagic in the big moments. So I think there's a lot of potential upside, new offense, good offense. I think they're kind of building around him. He's got a lot more confidence probably in the locker room because they're saying, hey, this is our guy instead of Fitzmagic being the guy. But who knows if he's going to be able to pull the trigger whenever he has to in the NFL as opposed to guys being wide open in college too. I think it was Dan Orlovsky's point, I think is what Dan said.
Looked comfortable first game preseason.
Did he, Tua?
Yeah. Threw a bad pick, but...
So did Sam Ellinger, but he's potentially a star.
That's right.
Hey, did you hear we broke news earlier? We are going out and saying that Carson's back week 1.
Oh, you are? Okay. What do you have anything to give you hope for that?
Nah,
nope.
Nothing.
He's walking.
Okay, I'm with you then. I agree. Carson's back week 1.
All right, good. I'm happy we're all on the same page. We put it on a ticker earlier. We also put on there that Dan did tell us he does have an ego. Dan said, I have an ego. That's what Dano said.
He did say that.
That Dano ego will get you every once in a while.
Big time.
He deserves to have an ego, though. He's fucking good at what he does. He put a very deep tweet out yesterday. Did you see that?
No, I need to see it. What, like, about him, like football or just life?
It was about, I think, I don't know. Seemed
They're all the
life.
same, bro. What do you mean? Football is life.
Well, obviously, it's faith, family, football.
Boom.
Faith, family, football.
What?
That's your life, obviously. Especially over here in Ohio. You know
The
what I
old
mean?
3 Fs.
Faith,
What?
family, football. Your ass better keep it that way, too. And those priorities, I'll kick you off my team. Although, if God's calling and we got a game, tell him to fucking call back later. You know, that is that's basically how everybody acts. That's every football coach. Let's go to the 5 Energy phone lines. Owen up there in Canada. What's going on, Owen?
Hey, not much. I was just wondering, what do you guys think about them cutting Tim Tebow so quickly? Like, do you think they should have kept him until like the first week?
Thank you for asking, Owen. We already covered that, so I'm not going to do it again strictly because I'm not good enough to do such a thing. We were devastated to learn. We actually mourned the passing of the Tim Tebow Jacksonville Jaguar tight end era to begin the show, lead off the show. Had to talk about it, obviously, because we have been pretty avid supporters of Tim Tebow, thinking he's going to be able to figure it out. Urban Meyer has since addressed the Tim Tebow situation. This is via Rappaport. Urban Meyer on cutting Tim Tebow. It's tough, you know. We knew it was an uphill battle for Tim, though. Players loved him. Locker room loved him. Same thing. But it was the right thing. Is this the end of the road for Tim in the NFL, professional football? Somebody asked inquisitively. And Urban Meyer goes, I would guess it is. We didn't get that deep with it. Obviously, he's his own man. Elite warrior. Elite competitor. He's also 34 years old, 1 year older than Jesus. How do you think he took it? Great. We talked last night, talked again this morning, as I did with the other guys. Urban Meyer says, hey, it was going to be a long road. It was going to be a tough road. And then Troy Aikman came out and put a tweet out. And I was interested to hear this from Troy Aikman, albeit a short tenure. Don't discount the impact Tim Tebow had in helping Urban Meyer with his locker room culture. In knowing the respect Urban has for Tebow, his release sends a message to team that this is business. So Troy Aikman says, hey, Tim Tebow brings Tim Tebow into that locker room as they're trying to build and turn that entire place around. He also gets cut because, hey, even Tim Tebow can get cut by Urban Meyer. That's a great way to look at it from Troy. I think that is how we have covered this entire thing, but also business-wise, he sold a shit ton of merch there. He did not look great in his first preseason game, but he moves on. AJ, your thoughts on the Tim Tebow TE1 reign in Jacksonville?
Well, I knew cuts were coming here, and they had to get down. I thought they may keep him along until final cuts just to give him more opportunities maybe and see if he can progress. But they've seen a lot more than we have in their practices. They know. And what he's trying – I mean, Tim's trying to change positions, play a position that he's never played before and do it while he's 34 years old in the NFL. What is he, 5 years removed from his last football game or something?
Yeah, we had an entire timeline thing that the Dirty Gardy put together, and we appreciate him for that. But, yeah, it was –
I mean, yeah, uphill battle to say the least.
I'd say, yeah. I mean, he did have that touchdown against the Steelers in a play.
Yeah, true.
Where he hit that slant. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Demaryius Thomas, very good.
His football run, his football, if this is the end of Tebow's football, if this was him getting some closure on football, you know, whenever he was playing baseball and he was traveling in the back of those, 24 passenger buses playing minor league baseball when he didn't have to at all, by the way. The amount of money he was making off endorsements and TV, he didn't have to do any of that. But he continued to bounce around ballpark to ballpark, hitting dinger after dinger after dinger after dinger. In front of the Banana fans down there in Savannah. The Elks fans over there in Centerville. He just continued because I think he always had that question of, baseball, whatever. And then while he's in there, just hitting monster balls, I'm like bombs out of towns that he was playing in. I mean, just murdering, hanging curveballs like nobody's.
No. He could hit the high fastball. He could not hit the curveball. That was his problem.
Okay, well, I'll just say every time he saw a fastball, he sent that thing out of the county. He had to have thought on those long bus rides. But football, I mean, I didn't really get a good ending there. Kind of forced out, bounced around team to team to team. Maybe one last go. Hopefully he got his closure because we appreciate what he brought to football. Thank you, Timmy.
Thank you, Tim.
We appreciate you, Tim. We'll legit. Here's the Tebow timeline. Obviously, high school through there. There's no way I'm reading that again.
Didn't Urban have to cut him for respect of the team?
Well, that's what Troy said. Troy said, "Hey, the rest of the team sees that."
It's a valid point. I think that's a valid point. The team for Troy to say that, like, hey, no one's untouchable, and they knew, like, it's probably tough. They know how big of a fan Urban was of Tim and what they've done for each other in their lives. So I think Troy has a good point there. Hey, it sends a message. No one's untouchable. I saw Brett Favre get traded away. That had an impact on me. I knew, like, all right, hey, we all could be out of here in an instant.
I saw him cut Peyton Manning.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw him cut Peyton Manning.
It's good to see. It's good for the locker room to see that.
See, I didn't think it was great for our locker room. For him.
No, not when it happened. But I'm saying it's good for them to know that that's a possibility.
Yeah, because a lot of young guys have never been cut.
People think they're untouchable too, and I'm like, hey man, there's not really anyone untouchable here, and it's definitely not us. Don't think we are.
Hey, just a little heads up. All right, I know you're really good on all your teams, so are all of us, and 50 of us are about to lose our jobs. Yeah. So good luck out there. Hope it's all good. There's a real reality check coming in the form of a big old right slap to the mouth that's coming to a lot of guys. Some guys expect it, understand it, handle it well, and then some guys, it's their first time of really having much adversity when it comes to like being a part of something. Like, hey, if they want to be a part of a team, an all-star team, any sport basically their entire life, you make it, you're the star, here you go. And then now, first NFL training camp, there's a good chance you're gone. It's over. We don't want you to get the fuck out of our building. That's an interesting little human experiment that happens as well. And a lot of people go, I've been cut a lot of times, so fuck off. Good way to deal with it or whatever. It's like, yeah, I understand, like, have to be able to deal with that. But a lot of these guys haven't had a lot of adversity in this particular bucket of life. And a lot of guys have to stare it down in the NFL, like, very quick. It's coming up here. It's about to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just got to hope if you get cut that they bring you back for practice squad, so then you can try to prove to them, hey, like, I do have more. I didn't show you everything I have.
Yeah, or if not, you got the best rates on insurance.
Hell yeah. Yep. That is weird, though. Think about people, say that someone comes to their rookie, they get invited to a training camp, say they make it to final cuts, and then they realize, all right, my football career is probably over, and they get another job. Say they go start a job 7 to 10 days later, like they kind of had on the back burner in case they didn't make it. How weird is it for that guy? He's like, oh, yeah, I was in Bucks camp last week, actually. Yeah, Tom's a good guy. I walked right by his locker right before they cut me.
Team looks good. They're flying around. I wasn't good enough to make it. Team looks good. With that being said, I got a bundle here. Okay.
Home and auto.
With motorcycle.
Boom.
And what I'm saying is the money you'll be able to save right there, you'll be able to go see that team. They're going to be I'm going to go watch them too. That's how much I like them. Even though I wasn't allowed to play with them, I'm going to go play with them too. Like, that's a reality of life. That is life. When I was sitting in that jail cell, okay, I am not good enough to be doing what I'm doing right now. This is probably, what the hell am I going to do now? It was back to Rudy subs, or I was going to sell the shit out of insurance because I heard that's just mailbox money for the rest of your life or whatever. I've had the same insurance guy for years, never met the motherfucker. The guy just collects money, never had to use them, just had to have all this shit. He has changed. He's made it very. I'm not happy with that guy right now.
Wait till you see his house.
He's got a green text message. I'm saying, excuse me, have I not paid you enough that you have done absolutely nothing and not give me green text messages here? I won't get hacked. I assume that's why he's doing that. But Jesus, I mean, he's become a problem. He sold his thing, and then now he's at another thing. Oh. So now I got to deal with that place's stuff and this place's stuff.
Can't have it.
I need to go to Gabby, get a better insurance.
Boom.
Let's go to Brandon up there in Michigan. God, that frustrated me.
Oh, I bet.
I got to figure that out because the insurance is up in a couple of days.
Was there ever a time where you guys knew someone was going to get cut before cuts and you were like, hey, I think you need to be mentally prepared?
No, that's not my style.
You need to say, people would tell him that, hey, you need to fake an injury in this 4th preseason game because you're about to get cut. Get like 6 weeks worth of pay out of it.
Hey, there'll be a medical. What is it called? It's a.
You get paid. They'll settle. They'll have a settlement. Like, okay,
settlement, there it
you
is.
got hurt. We think it's a 4-week injury. Your agent says no, it's an 8-week. Okay, we'll pay you 6 weeks.
It's injury settlement, yeah, and they try to project what you would make if you were either on the roster or on the practice squad, depending upon the agreement of whatever it is.
Damn.
Yeah, I get like 6 weeks check or whatever. Guys are like, oh, thanks, man. All right. I'm going to try to get back. And everybody's like, well, okay. Yeah. Good move, dude. Good move. I got that Lloyd's of London, insurance or whatever. When I got franchise tagged, it was hysterical. Basically I had to run into something to have my leg get sawed off. And I would get $20 million. There was a couple times I was staring down some stuff. I'm like, I think if I ran full speed into that, I would get $20 million right now. I think. You couldn't walk for a year. I wasn't able to.
You can't, you couldn't get cleared by any other doctor in the league, though. That's the thing. Like, they make sure before they pay you that you are fully disabled.
Yeah, there is a lot of asterisks on that insurance potential policy. But yeah, there was like a tree I think I saw one day that was out there, and I was like, all right, I think if I run full speed and try to kick that tree, I think I could saw my leg off.
Yeah.
And I'll just get $20 million. You know what I mean? I was going to do it with my left leg, obviously, plant leg. Mm-hmm. And it was just so happened going to be in the way that I was practicing. And I backed out of it.
Smart.
I didn't do it. I just continued through it. I paid whatever $30,000 for that insurance policy.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it was really nice. I was told, man, smart person will do this. And then immediately after sending them the money for it, I regretted it. Immediately. And then 3 weeks later, hey, real smart, all the people with suits, like, that's smart. You got insurance on your leg? Yeah, that's smart or whatever. It's like, have you fucking robots ever read one of the? I'm not going to get this money. I just donated to this thing. Like, this is not a smart move. And that's where you just kind of, you live and you learn or whatever. Let's go to Jacob in Phoenix. I'll be out there soon out there in Phoenix.
Here we go.
What's going on, Jacob, on the 5-Hour Energy phone line? Go to 5hourenergy.com. Use promo code McAfee to receive 10% off your order. Only valid through September 30th. So
get on it.
Get to it now. What's going on, Jacob?
Hey, AJ, boys. How we doing? Shout out the pod.
Shout out.
So,
Fuck him right now.
my question is, so
I agree.
Everybody out here in Phoenix is growing a little bit more concerned that the Hall of Famer Larry is going to retire.
Cuomo's PR guy over there. Diggs, not you, caller, Diggs.
We knew.
I don't want this. I don't want Timmy or whoever to think I'm talking about him.
His name's Jacob.
Jesus Christ, AJ.
Sorry, continue, Jacob. Sorry, Diggs has a whole other thing going on. We'll talk about it later.
That's a tease.
All good, boys.
That's a tease, Jacob.
So, how does it work? Is say Larry retires, and Arizona kind of always allocates about like 10 to 12 million for him every year. If he retires, can we just give Chandler Jones a contract extension and keep him? Is that a possibility? That's the question, boys. Appreciate you.
Hey, no problem, Jacob. I think you could definitely give Chandler Jones a contract. Yeah, I think that is something that you should do. Now, allocating funds for Larry Fitzgerald, I think he has been he's not, right?
His dad had a nice little kind of mysterious tweet alluding to the fact, hey, do you believe in miracles? Maybe he will come back, to somebody asking him.
I like his dad's kind of trolling. You know, I like that.
Is his dad a sports writer?
Yeah, he sports writer, photographer, I'm pretty sure, in Phoenix.
Oh, so he said, do you believe in miracles, as if there's no chance. Like this, he's not coming back. He's done. He's already slotted to do Mondays with Jim Gray and Tom Brady on Sirius XM Channel 82. Mad Dog Sports Radio. So I wonder, because did you see him out there at Tahoe? Did you talk to him?
I played with him Friday. He was in my group, yeah.
Is he going back? He's going to play for the Arizona Cardinals? Should they just spend that money on Chandler Jones, the guy who's obviously not happy there already?
I honestly, I didn't ask him because in my mind, I assumed he was going back. I think from looking at him physically, I think we talked about it on the show, how the dude's jacked. Like, he is a big old receiver who's in great shape, probably has like 2% body fat. I don't even think I thought about it, but then I realized later, like, oh, he's not under contract. He's got to make a decision either way. But I assumed he was going back. But right now, no one's saying anything about what Larry are they, other than this caller.
No, other than the caller asking him. I'm sure Phoenix has a lot of questions. That team could be great, by the way. Bring in AJ. They got Nuke, Kyler growing another year, Cliff Kingsbury growing another year. And I know Larry what's that? JJ Watt. Chandler's not happy, going to have to figure that out. I mean, the NFC, though, the NFC West is a problem. I mean, that is an absolute problem. Larry Fitzgerald, let's assume on your team, is better than Larry Fitzgerald not on your team. I think last year we saw Larry Fitzgerald that was maybe a little bit of a different player than previous years' Larry. Not that Larry is not a benefit to have on your squad, but it seemed like some tackles that Larry would have broken years past last year potentially was getting tripped up a little bit. So maybe Larry also saw that and realized that and was like, I'm not the exact same guy, even though he could evolve and become a different wide receiver and still have a lot of success, I think, with how good he is. Maybe Larry won't allow himself to be a different player than he once was. Maybe Larry doesn't want to play. Maybe he doesn't want to. Who knows? But at this point, this close to the season, wouldn't Larry normally have already given his answer? I think we can probably mail this one down the line maybe to next year.
It seems like he's already kind of committing to the media thing too. Like, I mean, if he's doing the Mondays with Jim Gray and Brady, I think he was on like the desk for the match, right?
Yeah.
So like, I think he's probably got as many opportunities there, as anyone else, former retired players right now. I would imagine that he's just going to do something like that.
Hey, what did he win? He won Walter Payton Man of the Year one time, 2 times, 3 times, what?
What?
I think so, right? He's like beloved.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He easily could be sitting there not saying anything because he's has all these media opportunities that he's going to agree to. But I would wonder if he's telling him, hey, like if the right opportunity comes up, I may go play. Like I'm sure he could tell him that.
Oh, like Indy or Green Bay or something. Everybody just assumes he's going to Arizona. You're saying like maybe somewhere else.
Yeah. Like I don't know if that's if in his mind it's like, hey, Arizona or nowhere, or I'm retiring. But what if he's sitting there saying, hey, what if like after week 1? What if Tampa wants to give me a call? You gonna turn Tampa down if they want to bring you in if you're Larry?
If you're anybody, you won't turn them down. You just hope that you have the antibodies.
Kansas City.
A lot of people, him and Vinny will be going in together first ballot.
Larry and Vinny, same year.
Yeah,
but you're saying he's done.
If he is done.
If he is done, that'd be a great weekend.
Yeah. Vinny didn't play last year though, did he?
But he didn't announce his retirement until.
Yeah, he didn't play. Last play.
Yeah.
Vinny will go in a year ahead. That's going to be a fun weekend.
AQ Shipley and Larry Fitzgerald going in the same year, though.
Yeah, AQ.
Boom.
You're right. AQ might go in 3 times. Player, coach, media.
How about that?
That guy. Get 3 rings?
Yeah.
There's wrestlers, that have tag team, and then they have like 3 of their Hall of Fame rings or whatever. They always carry a heavy sword, I think, when they walk around. Every time I see them, I'm like, holy shit, do you need any water in here? Let's get after it. How you doing? Keep it moving. We're back in 4 minutes, AJ. You got any news to break here on the other side of this break?
Not right now, but you know what? In 4 minutes, I may have some.
Whoa! Really, dude? What's it going to be about?
Who knows? I mean, it could be anything, really.
Man, this show's awesome. All right, we're back in 4 minutes. Thanks, AJ. A perennial Pro Bowler, an all-pro, a man who's aging like fine wines, Green Bay Packers legend, Super Bowl champion, from Butte, California, ladies and gentlemen, Aaron
Please tell me that that's going to be a one-time thing.
What is the longest you've ever thrown?
Yeah, somewhere between 68 and 70, Pat. I don't know, right in that sweet spot.
69 yards is how far you threw it. Nice, congrats.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Of course you have, by the way. Of course you have. That doesn't get you going for a game? Are you kidding me?
No, but I have a funny Creed story. So, in 2007, we're playing the Dallas Cowboys on Thursday night. We're 10-1. I have long hair. I'm a backup. And before the game, we walked out on the field, and I don't know if it was on purpose, but our intro song was Creed with Arms Wide Open. I looked to my buddy Nate Weir, who AJ knows Nate really well, and we both said this is going to be a good night. And that was the night I came in off the bench and played pretty well and kind of changed the narrative about me from, possible draft bust to, hey, this guy might be able to play, maybe.
Thank you, Creed.
My kids say, like, oh, if they see him on TV, oh, there's Uncle Aaron, look at that. Oh, Dad, is that Uncle Aaron's dog? I'm like, no, no, it's a prop dog. You're like, well, what happens to that? I was like, oh, I think he hasn't killed after that.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Like, oh, no,
AJ.
I noticed this past Sunday you were smiling, shaking hands, giving a lot of high fives to the boys on the side. What have you seen in this old footage that has rejuvenated your love? Or is it something else about this 2020 season that seems to have you just in a better headspace?
Why am I having so much fun?
Bingo.
I have just a new and increased love of life. And I've made decisions and changes and habits that put me in a lot better headspace. And there's just a lot of things that have come together in my life over the last few months that have really been enjoyable and reminded me, given me perspective on life and in football to view things through the most positive lens I possibly can. And that's why I'm having so much fun. And it starts with love. And then surround yourself with people that you really enjoy. This show is, to get sentimental, this show is just another step in that, because I love Age so much. And Pat, I have so much respect for you and the boys. Like, this was such a fun opportunity. And now I look forward to this every Tuesday.
Every day is game day for these guys. It's showtime on the Pat McAfee Show.
As truck owners, we were sick and tired of our stuff rattling around back in the bed.
Yeah.
It was all over the place, unorganized, and even worse, it was just laying out there exposed to the elements and any scumbag walking by. That's why we got decked.
Yeah.
We're partnering with Deck to give one of you guys a decked drawer system for free. I'll tell you how to enter this contest in a minute, but first, here's why we love Decked. Decked makes organizing, accessing, protecting, and securing everything you need so much easier in the bed of your truck. Each of Deck's 2 full bed-length drawers can carry up to 200 pounds of whatever you got. The drawers roll out waist-high, giving you easy access to your organized tools and gear. The Deck drawer system is weatherproof, 100% made in the USA, and backed by a 3-year no-hassle warranty with a second-to-none customer service team ready to answer all of your questions. Now, hey Pat, how do I win one of these? Yeah. Great question, AJ. Now about that contest. Here's how to enter for your chance to win a decked drawer system for your truck. Go to decked.com/McAfee. That's DECKED.com/MCAFEE to enter for your chance to win a decked drawer system. Decked.com/McAfee. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. See site for details. That's decked.com/McAfee. DECKED.com/MCAFEE. And you can win this fabulous bed liner called Decked that makes everything easy to use, and you don't have to have a bunch of rambo jambo in the back.
Hell yeah.
Didn't know if people that would want the decked bed would actually listen to this show or go to a website to potentially win a free one. Not 100% sure if that's a big pickup truck driving person thing to do, but I want to let you know it has made trucks a lot better around this office.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, it's tough too, you know what I mean?
Badass.
Yeah, it's
Durable.
badass. Hey,
Does
when
it
you-
fit all size?
Yeah,
Fit all
there's-
size trucks?
Yeah, so actually that was quite
Like
an
Billy's
issue.
baby truck and Diggs' big monster truck?
Whoa! So Diggs doesn't have a monster truck. He's got a 15-gallon tank or whatever in his truck. But
That's not true.
what is it?
23.
Really? Oh, see, in my head it was a 15-gallon. I thought it was just a little baby boy.
It might be 15 gallons less than yours.
No. Good truck then. Your truck is beautiful. I thought it was a little baby gallon. I thought, honestly, because they were saying it was a Mickey Mouse truck. People were saying,
that's Bill.
Bill was saying that.
Bill was saying that about your truck.
Yeah.
Oh, because Bill's got that gray truck.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
9-gallon tank.
Toyota.
On Bills.
What's that, dude?
Toyota.
Are you all right?
Not a Ford. That's for sure.
Well, Toyota actually turns out Toyota's actually like the most American-made car that there is.
Yeah.
It wasn't built Ford tough, though.
Well,
Oh, yeah. Ford Tough has been.
but anyways, AJ, thanks for causing that conversation to go the way it did. But yeah, there's 5.5 foot, 6.5 foot, 4.5. They have the different sizes of your bed. It was actually a massive mistake. They asked me what size my bed was, and they gave me a couple size options. I'm like, it's a big one. Give me that one. And it gets here. It is not. It is not that large, actually. There is much larger sized bed, I guess. So we fucked that up. But you go to deck.com/McAfee. You can win one, and we appreciate Decked so much.
I just signed up. It was that easy.
You got a Jeep, though, don't you? I don't know if they got that size. I don't know if they got it.
If I get this, I'm buying a truck.
Okay.
There
we go.
Buy the bed first, then the truck. That's how you do it.
Hell yeah.
Hey, good for you, Zito. AJ, you said you were going to have news to break. What was it?
I did not come up with anything over the last 4 minutes. So.
How about
What
this
about you?
one? How about this one? Yeah, Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas will require proof of vaccination whenever you go to a Las Vegas Raiders game this season. Tashawn Reed reported the Raiders will now require all fans to provide proof that they've received a COVID-19 vaccination to attend games this year at Allegiant Stadium. The policy will go into effect at the start of the regular season. Also, this comes just a day after the news that the Las Vegas Raiders are the first team or only team or maybe just the next team, I'm not 100% sure, with a 100% vaccination rate amongst its players. So is Las Vegas shutting back down? Not 100% sure. If you don't have the vaccination card, you can't watch the Raiders play in Vegas, which will change a lot of things because that's not just Raiders fans. That's a lot of teams fans that are making Vegas weekend ending with a game on Sunday at the stadium. Is this the first of many places that are going to do this, or is Vegas doing this because they know that a lot of people are going to continue to come in from out of town? I don't know.
I would imagine that's definitely part of it. They know, hey, we're a destination. We're the away teams. Like, a lot of fans want to come and spend the weekend. But I asked this, I believe, yesterday, like, who makes that call? Is it the owner? Is it stadium? Is it the city officials, mayor, whoever does it, governor? And do you think, are we going to see, like, will they still sell out? Like, or is this going to affect the attendance greatly?
Well, I think it already sold out before they even announced a game because all the casinos bought up all the seat licenses.
Yeah, but are there going to be people in all those seats? Is what I'm saying.
I'm not sure. I do know that the Raiders don't care anything about that. But if they, because they already sold the tickets, so is it them making the rule? It wouldn't be Davis making the rule. Is that Mark Davis making that? You're right. That is who's making the rule, because then we'll get a better grasp on who's going to do it, who's not going to do it.
Was it Indy's mayor or governor that was not not opening up the stadium? So it's probably on someone like that.
Well, the local government was definitely the reason why the Colts weren't able to announce, because while that was all happening, our mayor did come out and give a speech and said, we're going to go by the honor code. We're going to go by the honor code. All right. And then maybe. Why do you say that publicly? Right? Like, why do you tell people?
Wait, did he really say that?
Oh, yeah. So he wouldn't give the Colts an okay to have full stadiums in the fall, even though other 31 teams did, and a lot of bigger cities and denser cities and everything like that, because our vaccination rate was not high enough at the time to make the announcement, is what he and his people said. And then the big conversation was, well, how do you get the vaccination rates up? You saw other places give away like $1 million. I think Ohio gave away an AR-15 or something. Like there's a lot of stuff going on to try to get the vaccination rates up, giveaways. And he came out in the middle of it and said, hey, we need to get our vaccination rate up. We're going to go by the honor policy. All right, see you guys later. And then just walked out. And it's like, that's going to help. I think that's going to work. I think that should definitely up the numbers. But then it came out that we would have a full stadium. And now how the stadium acts, I think that would be the owner, right?
I don't know. I really want to know because I don't know if the owners may be forced into making certain decisions. I can't imagine it's all on them. Somebody within the city has to be involved.
Well, I would assume that Davis is listening to people,
Yeah, but I'm saying, how hard do they push? Like, do they really push them and say, hey, no, you need to do this?
Oh, man.
And can Cole Beasley go play the Raiders? How does that work if players are unvaccinated and they come play?
No chance.
Yeah, because
you're saying everyone in the stadium to come to watch a game as a fan, but there's no way they can.
What if they make Cole Beasley wear a mask if he goes
or a full visor shield?
Windshield
sweet.
for This is going to be awesome. I'm sure it'll get figured out. You know what I mean? I'm sure everything will get figured out and I'm sure it'll go real smooth.
Who'll say?
Yeah, everything's going to go smooth. You know, how many years do you think is it going to take to just get back to
normal?
25.
25 years?
I would have guessed
the
20.
time. 20 years, you think?
I think this is going to linger for the next 20 years.
I mean,
20 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ty, all right. Are you saying this just because
No, I'm being dead serious.
6 months.
Like, I'm looking at... Yeah. See, I wanted to say that,
This
but
is
just,
a Carson Wentz foot injury projection.
When does summer
6 months to 20 years.
When does summer start again? Maybe a little longer. 9 months.
About 12 months.
You think it's
That's
going
all
to...
right.
You think we're going back into it, then we're going to get out of it again?
Same thing as we did last year.
I don't know. When's the next election, you know?
Whoa.
That's my question.
All right. Hey, whoa.
All right.
Bill Maher, jeez.
Jeez Louise, dude.
The ball's on you.
Speaking of elections, I mean, there's a lot going on right now, dude. It was sad. Whenever you talked about the Third and Goal Foundation with Brady Quinn, who builds houses and stuff for vets. There's a lot of vets on the internet right now with everything going on. It's very sad. We appreciate you. Hey, we appreciated what you did and how you did it. Okay, you got to do what you got to do. It's a wild time right now in the world. A fucking wild time.
That video, isn't that like the most striking video? Is the big U.S. Air Force plane and all the people surrounding? Like, man, how would all of them not get run over?
That's not the one that's most striking.
Yeah.
No.
There's a video.
There's another one, I assume, that you wanted me to bring up and not you.
I didn't know. Which one are you talking about other than that?
You know what I'm talking about? It's going to be used in documentaries forever against America. That video, forever, will be used against America and will always be kind of used, in our world, saying, like, this is what happened for future decisions, hopefully, which... I don't know. That was a sad day yesterday on here. But hey, once again, a reminder though that not everybody is just fucking kumbaya, dude.
Yeah.
You know, like not everywhere on earth is kumbaya. There is reality. We all want to live in a fantasy world where everybody says and does all the right things, and that's just not reality. We want it to change. We hope it changes, but you have to have at least a little bit of a mindset that, not everything is perfect all the time everywhere. There's some bad people, bad places, bad things that go on. So although we want this and this and this and this, let's remember that it's not a fucking movie, this life that we're living. Maybe it is. I have no idea. We could find that all out there. But let's remember that, like fantasy land is it's not real. Okay? There is still a lot of bad shit that happens in the world. And I don't know enough about it, but from what I've heard, yes, it was not a good day for a lot of. I mean, that was fucking crazy. Yeah, get me out of here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At a very, very, very.
It's pretty easy though. Don't you think it's pretty easy for people to just all of a sudden not even realize they're trapped in their little bubble and they only see what they want to see and talk to who they want to talk to? Like, especially with COVID, I think it's easy to only seek out things that you 100% agree with and just write everything else off. Like, everything is not black and white. There's a lot of in between.
And I've been very lucky. I hit the lottery that I had an absolute cannon of a leg, okay, and that led to a good life that I could have never expected. And I got to travel. I think when you travel and you see places, I think you appreciate a lot more that you potentially have. Now, I'm not saying that where we live is a fucking great place, okay? It is, we have a lot of fuck-ups, but it is. It actually is.
Relatively speaking, compared to other places around the world, absolutely.
Yeah. Like, this wasn't being talked about yesterday. Those people were willing to die to get to America, right? Like, those people were willing to die to get out of there and get to America. And it never gets talked about. And we have things that are not perfect, far from it, fucked up, still bad people doing things, and who knows where we're going to end up, however it is. But it is... Once you see the world a little bit, which I was very, very fortunate to do, I think when you get back, you're like, I'm thankful to be here. Although there's still a lot that we can continue to fix and get better, and hopefully that will continue to happen. And I think there was a point in time where we were all kind of on the same page, and then per norm and per use, everything got divided. But I just think like yesterday was quite an eye opener. I think it was like a perspective putter almost for life. It was like, golly, man, there's a lot going on out there that doofuses like me who do live in our own world that are like, oh yeah, let's remember that there was also a lot of shit popping off. Even though Tim Tebow did get cut from the Jaguars, there's like real shit going on in the world. We just always have to remember that, AJ. Just always have to remember that.
Yeah, you're right. It's tough. It's sometimes you got to remind yourself. You got to go out and seek it out and find out. There is something going on outside of my little dumb brain of what I'm thinking about.
Yeah. You don't have a dumb brain, though. You're from Ohio.
Yeah, it was like a story. I wasn't talking about myself.
Oh, you're talking about somebody else.
Yeah.
Somebody else has a dumb brain. They need to get
I'm not saying my brain's probably. I'm not saying it's a good one, but I think it's at least probably bigger than the average, just because due to my head size.
Yeah, and that's what I always say because I have a large head too, and I always say big brain, big brain. That's been my sell for a long time because, my abnormally large head whenever I was younger was mocked and ridiculed. So I had to get a quick spin zone on that so I could sleep at night and feel good about it. Big brain, dude. Get the fuck out of here.
What are you going to do?
See you later. All right. Let's, I don't even know where we go from the actual real world stuff that we just talked about.
Where's Timmy go from here?
Fucking TV, dude. SEC Network. He's going to be the face of it.
Yeah, he's playing in the PLL. I'm pretty sure he's picking up lacrosse.
Well, he might be doing that. He might be next to JB Smoove there in Rome.
Yeah.
Oh,
good call.
Might be.
Hell, he may grab the ball glove, go play double A again.
No, triple A at least, maybe up to the
what's
majors.
JB Smoove doing?
Maybe the Pioneer League.
JB Smoove is he's the guy for Caesars.
If Tebow does God's locks, that'd be insane.
Oh my God, Jesus' parlay.
Holy
shit!
He's not gonna.
What's that?
Yeah, it's heresy. He can't take that.
Yeah, he's not going to take the Lord's name in vain.
I don't know, 60 mil a year.
If it hits, it's not the vain, right? It's actually celebrating. I guess it'd be a lot of pressure on that thing to hit.
Honestly, don't know what taking the Lord's name in vain means. So,
well, I guess it means when you slander it or whatever. But how come everybody gets mad at me when I say "God damn"? Like, yo, I'm damning something. Hey, God, I need you to do it for me. What do we even?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
Same thing with JC.
Ask a caller.
Well, we got to get to a break first. Well, and by break, I mean 6 minutes until Chris Mad Dog. We're going on a 21-minute break, or 21-hour break on Sirius XM Channel 82. Mad Dog Sports Radio, thank you for listening. If you're driving a pickup truck out there, get to deck.com/McAfee. Win yourself a new truck bed and make you look awesome and organized. AJ, anything to say to the Sirius XM listeners before... I don't know if Chris Mad Dog Russo's on or not today. It might be Linda Cohn. Once they take the reins, anything to say?
I hope Tebow is signed by the time we come on the air tomorrow.
If Tebow gets signed to another team, the internet will burn down. We can't wait for it, just like we can't wait for Chris
Patriots
Mad
have
Dog.
a lot of injuries tight end.
Yeah.
True. They do got lucky. Yeah, but he's already been up there, hasn't he?
Yeah. But he was throwing the ball.
That was a quarterback. Now he's tight end.
Yeah, but do you think Bill likes or didn't like the Tebow experience?
There's a 0% chance Tim Tebow is wearing a Patriots helmet again. Just want to be clear on that one.
Hey, I thought it was Connor. Didn't you think it was really weird that they even brought him in?
Who? The Patriots?
Tebow, back when the Patriots did bring Timmy in.
Kidding me? He's like the all-time personal protector on a punt team. He could catch the ball. He could throw the ball.
Why not? That was the problem.
Was that to protect Aaron Hernandez, all that stuff? Maybe. They bring him in for that?
To distract.
Was that after or before? I can't remember.
McDaniels back there at that point? Because he's the one who drafted him, right?
He might have been. No, because I thought he was at Denver. He might have left already.
I don't know.
I don't know. We don't.
I don't know the timeline of when he was there.
I didn't fully understand it either.
He didn't make the team, just so we could be
But
clear.
it didn't make sense to me because you bring in Timmy,
Okay. You still had Tebow mania, though.
Oh, yeah.
That's
It
what
was
I didn't
awesome.
think they wanted. I didn't think the Patriots wanted to have to deal with all that. Although, yes, it's not negative publicity. It's still something that you're going to have to answer questions about and your teammates are going to. I didn't think they want to bring in all that.
What was Tebow Fest? Was that the Jets that was selling all the merch in the tents outside?
Oh, yeah.
Or was that the Patriots? I think you guys were potentially trying to profit off it as well, weren't you?
No, I don't think so. Not like that.
Imagine Bill Belichick's like, I set the tents up, man.
Get the Tebow jerseys out there.
You guys want Christmas bonuses? We're going to sign Timmy for 3 weeks and sell a bunch of jerseys.
All right, Hernandez is going to jail now. All right, let's distract that and sell some merch here. and refund everybody's Hernandez jersey. Do you remember
They
that?
did do that. Oh, yeah.
Let's get these off the street, please. We will give you a new jersey. Come on in. Here's a Tim Tebow.
He went to the facility. Like, hey, Aaron, you got to get the hell out of here, by the way, pal. Sorry. Right after.
The ghost?
Hernandez, no. Like, after the
Jesus.
accusations came out, he drove to the facility because he lived in Foxborough. And they were like, hey, sorry, but we can't really back you here.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know he drove to the facility.
Part of that show, I think, wasn't it, Connor? It was on like that series.
There's footage of it.
You guys turned your back on the guy.
Well, yeah. Listen, Diggs, there's another guy you can turn your back on, too, I think, if some certain things happen.
Ooh.
That's AJ.
Who you backing next? Dig, who you backing next?
Hernandez.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
I'll read the room, and whoever everyone's against, I'll go on that guy's side.
Jesus.
That's very nice of you, Diggs.
Noble.
Very nice.
Very, very noble.
Top 5 tight end, though, by the way.
Who?
Aaron Hernandez.
If Aaron and Gronk, dude.
People do forget that we paid Aaron Hernandez before we paid Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah,
I don't
40
think they
million.
forget that.
Aaron was better.
It's like 40 million or
Not
whatever.
anymore. Yeah. He had like 63, and then his mom was like, hey, Aaron, give me $1 million. That was in the documentary. I didn't know that.
I do remember her calling. Hey,
Yeah.
never take care of
That's
us.
sad. That whole thing is sad. Hit when he's
Oh,
talking
yeah.
to his mom when he's in jail, trying to say like, "Hey, you were never there for me. I always try to tell you things," and she like, "Don't put that on me." I was like, "Jeez, man, this is brutal."
Yeah, it's bad. That stuff's bad there. Well, he did murder a couple people. That's bad,
Yeah,
too.
true.
Well, obviously.
We know of.
Yeah, a couple people that we know of, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey, Urban Meyer.
He knows how many people he killed.
People forget.
Urban knows.
Did he kill anybody in Florida? They said he did.
There's
Oh, yeah.
rumors that he did, yeah.
Urban knew.
That's insane, man. How did he have the mental capacity to be able to be out all night killing people and then showing up and putting in work?
They said his brain was the size of a walnut, right?
It was all fucked up from football.
What?
Not the size of a walnut, but it was all.
I said CTE.
Yeah, it was all messed up.
Which, thankfully, you don't have, by the way, because you have 0 concussions, right?
Thank you.
No,
Jesus.
no mouthpiece. Had a
Teeth
tooth
explode.
turned
To
to
dust.
explode. Had to take on.
I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just telling you that mouthpiece didn't work for me.
Okay, I didn't wear a mouthpiece either, by the way.
Congrats. Good job. I bet you communicated much better with your teammates.
I did. I was chatty, obviously. But I also almost bit off my tongue one night when it was very cold, and I remember it was against Pitt. Something happened, kickoff. Maybe the ball came out. It was cold, and I went to dive in to maybe hop on the fumble or recover it, and somebody hit me. Something hit me, and it was so cold. I bit my tongue or whatever, and my hands were fucking numb, and I went to feel my tongue. I couldn't feel it. I was like, I lost my tongue. So I actually went to the sideline to my guy, Thor, I think. I was like, is my tongue here? And he, what? He's from, do I have a tongue? And he's like, yeah. And I had a full couple cuts around the side of it. It was bleeding.
Bite marks.
It was so bad. Got to put a mouthpiece in. I was like, yeah, it happened one time. I mean, I'm good.
Go chew gum. You chew gum, it helps you not bite your tongue.
It never happened again. How do you know that?
Because I mean, that's saying that for me at least, I never had when I chewed gum when I played like every day in practice or a game. I think that helped. It helped keep your. You know when they say like if you're drunk and you get in a wreck, you usually don't get hurt as badly because you're limp and you don't like brace. I think the similar thing happens for your jaw when you chew gum when you're playing football.
So you chewed gum so hard all day. That's why we have that jaw. That
Yeah.
we have. That makes so much sense. You're just chewing.
I just had it. You just have it in your mouth. I think helps and chew it a little bit when you want.
Were you a Pete Carroll chewer, like wide open, or were you a casual chewer?
Probably casual. Probably didn't have nearly as many pieces of gum in my mouth as Pete does when he's coaching.
What kind you chew?
Vinatieri, big gum guy. I think he did.
Bazooka?
I forget what it was.
Hubba Bubba?
Juicy, maybe. What was yours?
Well, our locker room had, I don't know what your guys like, right as you walked out, there was like 4 compartments. Like juicy fruit was always there, big red. One of the terrible green, wintergreen ones that's gross, and then something else.
Yeah, I forget what Vinny did. Grabbed that every single day. I don't know. You know what I mean? Here you go. I'm gonna do
Juicy
that.
fruit.
I think it also does something for you, like.
There's that
Tiger
neuro
Woods was
gum that
chewing
golfers
gum
use.
when he won the Masters, and people thought there was some sort of sports science behind that.
Well, Vinatieri chews it.
There is.
Yeah.
Every
There's
single
some.
time.
It's like testosterone or no, not testosterone gum. It's some kind of neuro gum they call it. It helps you focus or something. They claim.
Well, Vinny wasn't chewing any neuro gum. I don't think he was just chewing.
I'm saying now what the golfers are using and people are saying works.
I think that helps breathe. Maybe there's something. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, there's like a calming factor to it or something. Maybe.
Yeah,
I forget what it is.
Sure, it's all garbage, but who cares? If you think it works, then it works.
Start chewing gum.
I'm sure it's all garbage. He says. Hey, this guy. You don't believe in science at all, huh?
Is there science? Is there a bunch of science backing this up?
That's what Fox was trying to say. That's literally what he was trying to say.
Yeah, do it. Give it a shot, man. See if it works for you.
It's saying chewing gum gives you the ability to run faster.
What?
And
Jump higher?
That's not why Vinny was using it.
Kick further.
Different gum.
Is that Snopes?
Hey, we going jackalope hunting or not? Huh?
What?
We going jackalope hunting or not?
What do you mean?
Well, I didn't see any Ohio. You come over here and go jackalope hunt right down the road here. These sons of bitches got big old bucks on them.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Were you giving me a sign back there? Nick just pointed at his ear. And I thought he was giving me a sign like swing. You know what I mean? I thought he was like fucking...
Swing away.
I thought he was. I was like, I didn't know if he was. You know, you ever have a jackalope? You ever eat one?
Nope, never.
I had one. I killed it myself in college. We put it up and we put the head of that son of a bitch right on the wall.
Really? What's it look like?
Well, it's a jackrabbit and an antelope. It's a jackalope.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd like to see one of those.
You can.
Me too.
Well, yeah. I had one.
How do they do that? How does the mating process work with those different sizes?
It's natural, I think. I think it's very natural. I think just the jackrabbit kind of does its thing, and then the antelope comes flying in, and they're like, "Oh my god!" And then one person's seen it, and they're like, "Oh my god, a jackrabbit was fucking a thing." And it looks like it's actually deer antlers, though, so it doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's a jackalope. And it's out here in Indiana. It runs wild. It was in West Virginia as well. That's where I saw it. Do they have it in Iowa?
I don't think we had. I didn't see very many jackalopes, to be honest with you. I'm not sure, but I have heard that they spin the jackrabbit just kind of on the penis of the antelope, and that's how they procreate. Spin it around there like
There
a
it is.
top.
Yeah, there we go.
That's it.
Is that a new picture?
There's a jackalope, dude. Look at that thing.
That thing's
That was
awesome.
that picture's from 2021.
No, I mean, it might be a recreation.
Is
of
this
the best.
for gays?
No. It's real, dude.
What?
Why
It
are
looks
we on
awesome.
this?
Just because they didn't grow up where you were from.
What's up, dude?
Diggs, did you grow up in New York by any chance? Like, what's with the like? Why are you so staunch on your support of their former governor?
Who's the former governor?
I'm not Italian.
Yeah, I'm not Italian.
I didn't know that,
I'm
AJ.
Italian.
He's from New York.
I didn't know he was a governor.
There's no way.
Not anymore.
There's no way that it's true. There's no way.
Told you, not a politics guy.
Well, we told you too, like, hey, you should back off of this one. And you never did. You just continued to dive right in. Let's go back.
You tried to back somebody else too, then, right after.
Yeah, today you gave it a go. Speaking of, it was nice to hear you kind of condemn John Wayne Gacy last night, Ty.
I did not do that. What are you talking about?
You condemn him. Yeah, Ty and I, spoke last night because did you know that the Red Delicious apple was once called the Hawkeye apple, and it was founded in Iowa? Did you know that, AJ?
I did not know.
Ty did not know this either.
No.
And I said, we do too much talking about like the Field of Dreams game and Dallas Clark and John Wayne Gacy when we're talking about Iowa. You know what I mean? We need to also remember the good stuff. That corn was fucking unbelievable. Field of Dreams.
Oh,
game.
yeah.
That apple pie hot dog was so good.
So that's not Iowa.
What's that?
What?
It was
That's
only
not
available in
Iowa.
Iowa.
No,
It was only available in Iowa.
donkey sauce drinking sack of shit can take that back to wherever he's from. We do
Iowa
not
City, right?
claim.
Yeah, he's from Iowa City.
How dare you?
He's from Iowa
How
City.
dare
He
you?
doesn't drink the donkey sauce either.
Bathes in it.
Him
I
and
know.
Gacy
I'm just saying.
In Waterloo, where he's from.
No, don't you dare.
Him and Gacy were best friends growing up.
That's
Isn't he a big sponsor at Kinnick?
They ran the same KFC. That's where he got all of
How
his
dare
food
you.
ideas.
I thought
from.
at the 50, the logo's not the 50. It's just guys spray painted heads.
That man's a war hero. You fucking watch your mouth.
Who? Guy Fieri?
No, Niall Kinnick.
Oh, jeez. God, I'm so
Fieri
sorry.
wishes he was.
Rest in peace.
Stolen valor, son of a
food
bitch.
hero.
Whoa, you all right?
Whoa.
Come on.
I was just trying to compliment Iowa, and all of a sudden you get all worked up out of nowhere.
Well, yeah, because you said I condemned Iowa via John Wayne Gacy.
No, you condemned John Wayne Gacy for the first time.
Yeah.
Well, I just said, hey, listen,
Man of the year.
Iowa takes a lot of flack, okay? Yeah. they gave him a Man of the Year award, okay, because he invented the Chicken Little at KFC
Greatest
in
KFC
Waterloo.
in Iowa.
Great sandwich. But when he went to Illinois, that's really when he turned into a sideways scumbag piece of shit. And we take all the heat for it.
I'm guessing it was always there.
We never gave a Man of the Year, though.
What do you mean?
He definitely killed people.
He was
in
definitely
Iowa.
killing jackalopes and stuffing them as a child.
Yeah.
In Iowa.
Well, he wasn't killing people.
Maybe. You don't know that.
It's an Aaron Hernandez like potential.
You should have seen the signs.
Let's get back to the 5-hour NG phone line. They're pumped about that, I'm sure. Anyway, there it is. Boom. Let's go to the phones. Thank you, Foxy. Let's go to Nick in North Carolina. What's going on, Nick?
Oh, boy.
Hello?
Nick, great to hear you, man. How are you?
Hey, Nick.
Well, how are you?
I'm great, man. The SeatGeek Ticket Ticker's doing a fantastic job. 15% off. Everybody that wants to go buy any football ticket with the link in the description here at youtube.com/the Pat McAfee Show. Life is good. How are you, bub?
Going, quick question for you. Shout out to everybody, first off. And kind of, as we're wrapping up the Olympics and going into football season, everybody always says that the decathlete, the winner of it, is the world's greatest athlete. Just curious your guys' thoughts on it. But really, I wanted to ask you guys and Foxy if the Lions curse is real. Because no head coach that has ever head coached the Lions has gotten a head coaching gig in the NFL after they left the Lions.
Oh.
Yeah, that's real.
Jim Caldwell has not gotten another. Did he want one there? I think he kind of disappeared for a while.
Yeah.
And then his name did start coming back in. I don't know that for sure, but Jim Caldwell will get a head coaching job again, and we assume if he wants one, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
would hope
Coach Dave Coley down there saying, "Get me the fuck out of here." You know what I mean? Who
Done
knows
with it.
who's going to turn Houston around? But I believe the curse is very real. The decathlete, greatest athlete on earth. Sure. Hey, so good at what they do over there in the track and field world. I love it. I want to see him throw a ball first. Just play catch before I name the greatest athlete on earth. But I'm okay with the decathlete being named that and talking about that in that type of conversation, AJ.
Yeah, I have no issue with it either. Yeah, you test yourself physically, but to the true athlete, yeah, they can play any sport and be pretty good at all of them.
True athlete.
Whoa.
Like not a true. I mean, like there's different kinds of athlete. Like they talk about George St. Pierre, the MMA fighter. Like he's the most athletic guy ever because he can do backflips and this gymnastic stuff, and he's explosive and all that. But I don't know if he can shoot a basketball. I mean, I think you got to be a complete guy, complete person, I guess, and everything. Like athletes can take up anything, and if you're athletic, they can get by and be fine.
I think the decathlete is an incredible athlete. Unbelievable. But I would like to see them play catch just one time. Yeah. I would like to see it. Yeah. And just now with where we are with athletics, I would just like to see a quick give and take to see if the hand-eye coordination's there, if there's any good fluid motion, athletic fluid motion on throwing, catching, natural. I would like to see that, but the decathlete would definitely be in the conversation. Hey, let's not rule that. Definitely in the conversation of greatest athletes on earth. Let's not rule. I need to see a little game of catch.
Yeah, even like a layup. Like I don't know if you have to shoot a basketball. Just lay it in. Let's see it.
Yeah, and by the way, all the track and field people will tell us that that's not what an athlete is, and I'll let them know that it is. That is what an athlete is.
That it means you have some athletic ability. Like that's.
Yeah, being able to jump real high, awesome. Okay, being able to run real long, awesome. Being able
doesn't
to
mean you're an athlete.
Well, if you can do all the decathlete has to do the body of a decathlete has to be able to do a lot.
Doesn't mean you're athletic. My bad. Doesn't mean you're super athletic. I should say.
Okay, so you're disagreeing with what?
Well, no, you just the first two. Are you saying how many more things are you going? I cut you off.
10. There's 10 of them.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to see AJ say the things he's saying right now to Caitlyn Jenner's face.
True.
Well,
that's a good point.
That is fascinating because Caitlyn Jenner was
throw her a basketball and see what happens.
I've heard she can drive the shit out of a golf ball. I've heard she can shoot pretty well. Lot of So what am I supposed to do here?
What do you mean?
Now watch this drive.
Bingo.
Hell yeah. What do you mean? It'll be a debate that goes on till the end of time about athletic ability and who's an athlete, who isn't.
Yeah, but am I allowed to say?
What?
Like
I don't know.
I don't know.
What, she?
I honestly don't know. No, definitely that. But I'm not allowed. Because there's something I was told. I went to an event and I was like, hey, I need to learn a little bit more about this. Can you teach me? And they said something about like dead naming somebody.
Yeah, you can't use dead name.
Dead name. So like whenever this happens, what do we?
No, you can. I don't think.
Okay, so
that almost didn't happen, basically.
Because the person that
yes,
Caitlin actually is who they are now. The body just happened to represent, the outer body was representing something that she was not the entire time.
She still talks about decathlon days though as Bruce.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think we're allowed to though. Like I think it is. I think it is. I don't know. I don't want to fuck it up. I'm being serious here. I'm all about I just don't want to make people.
Like I've heard her tell stories like, when I was Bruce, I was very, very good at like the decathlon and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I don't know if she talked.
I've never
about,
even heard that.
Yeah, me neither. But I'm happy that Zito has. Okay, but yeah, we're talking Wheaties, everything.
Oh yeah.
Everything.
Well,
Hollywood took
they
over
haven't
Hollywood.
went back and changed anything in like the previous history books or anything like that, have they?
I'm not sure.
Like if you look at who won the decathlon, I think it would still say Bruce Jenner, right?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know enough to properly not fuck it up somehow.
Yeah,
I think
that's fair.
I think that is where I'm at. Hey, do whatever makes you full fulfillment, happy, but I don't need to be fucking it up. Let's go to Brandon in Michigan. What's going on, Brandon?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, dude? University of Michigan up there. You guys are going to be great, dude.
I'm an Ohio fan, though, but it's cool. But hey, I just want to say what's up to AJ, what's up to the Hammer Down boys, and you. Hey, when are you going to be back in the ring?
Brandon, I don't know, man. What part of Michigan are you from?
I'm from Bedford. I'm down there right on the border of Ohio.
Okay.
By Toledo.
A lot of Michigan fans there, and you're the Ohio fan, or is it just kind of par for the course to be Ohio fans there?
It's 50-50, man. You run into a bunch of them.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you for calling, Brandon. When am I getting back in the ring? Oh, I don't know, man. That'd have to be big box office.
That's right.
Next pay-per-view, right? Whenever that is.
It's whoa, I don't know.
What that's talking about.
Yeah, next everyone's SummerSlam this weekend, dude.
You're not getting in the ring. You're just going to have I heard Cena's going to grab one of those old school monitors and bash you in the back of the head with it. You won't even see it coming.
Good
Cena
luck,
ain't going to do that.
Cena.
Cena ain't going to do that to me.
I hope somehow he sees this clip and he starts putting the wheels in motion and starts talking to Vince about it.
Cena didn't see this clip, okay? He's not listening to you nor me speak ever, okay? But Cena ain't going to do that because Cena said he's focused on doing one thing and one thing alone. He wants to win the Universal Champion. Then he said he's going to run through the arena, blow a kiss on his way out, and take the championship to Hollywood. And I will let him know that ain't going to fucking happen, Cena, okay? And you can trust and be as loyal and respect this, pal, if you want. There ain't no chance of that happening. But I don't know if I'm getting back in there because last time I was, this is what I had to do for 4 or 5 days.
That's right.
My T1.
What was that injury? What injury did you get?
T1, T2.
T1, T2.
It still acts up every once in a while.
Where is that? Where is that located in your neck?
Bingo! Right up yonder.
Right tip.
Right where I was hurt at.
I like to make that. I don't want it to happen again. Hopefully, you're not at more risk if you do step back in the cage or the ring, the squared circle, whatever you call it. Hopefully, you're not like, hey, this guy may get paralyzed.
My doctor. I mean, that can happen anytime you get in there. It's very impressive what they do in there, legit on a daily, weekly basis. It is very impressive what they do in there. But my doctor said, "Do you like doing this?" I said, "No, stop doing it." All right. So I like this a lot more. Like this is a lot.
Mm-hmm. Did your doctor give you that neck brace after you went in and saw him in person?
Yeah.
Yes. What hands on, dude? What type of fucking doctor do you go to? You think you're going to Zoom call a neck brace, dude? Get out of here. What are you doing?
We're considering putting the guy under the knife.
One of the boys went to Walgreens.
Thank you. Ty and I had to make a full decision alongside consultant Connor.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I do surgery right now on this thing, I'm out 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, it's a long time.
I would love to see that meeting of the minds, thinking if you're going to get surgery or not. You tied Connor.
It was a very serious meeting. It wasn't something to fucking laugh at.
Yeah, it was goddamn neck surgery, dude.
All right, Connor.
Hey, there's no such thing as a minor neck surgery, AJ.
Yeah.
Okay, you ever think about it?
I thank the good Lord that you are healthy.
Amen.
Thank you, good Lord.
Whichever one it is. Mm-hmm. Who's right, you think? I thought me and Nick talked about this the other day, very sober. Who's right? Who's right?
Who are we judging? Like
Greeks.
Well, the Greeks, right? Because they have a completely different ideal set than the the Buddhists are around the longest, right? And
They all lead you to the same door, and no one knows what's behind the door.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, who is it though? Like, are we going to get up there? You think, and all the wrong ones are just going to get shamed while you walk by?
Gotcha.
Fucking loser! Knew you were wasting your time. Is that going to happen when you get up there, or
Probably.
is everybody right because you were just kind of doing your own thing? Or what if something we hadn't thought of? What if when you die? All right, and this happens all the time. I guess people create religions all the time, and it works out great all the time. What happens when you die? You just go to another planet and get to pick a different avatar, and that's why the things are so small.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that could happen, could it not?
Easy. Yeah. Reincarnation.
Same soul, same brain, new body, different planet. Like, what if that happened? That could happen.
That could be you on Earth. What if people say that all the time? This could be your seventh human shell that you're using right now.
Well, that's different than what I'm talking about. You're talking about reincarnation, and I believe the Cabal. That was the red thing. You remember the red thing that everybody was wearing? Madonna and all them.
Some celebrities would, yeah.
Gotcha, yeah.
So I think that is originally from the Judaism religion, where if you're close enough to God, you are. If you know enough about the Bible, you get connected to God somehow. What's that?
I don't.
Hinduism.
I do not think that's how it goes.
Bet. I'm talking Orthodox Jewish. I think
Kabbalah? Kabbalah?
Kabbalah.
It's Kabbalah.
And it's the red thing around
The red string, yeah.
Yeah, and I think is that Orthodox Jew?
Look it up right now. It looks
What do
like
you
it's
mean?
Hebrew and it says Judaism.
Yeah.
Okay, so once again, I'm right. Let's remember, okay? Let's remember that I have questions and I do ask them to people. The uncomfortable questions, I do ask them. They believe in reincarnation. Your soul reincarnates, and then
But you're saying if you memorize the Bible, then you get to reincarnate somewhere else?
Well, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get to the point where they are at that stage, Kabbalah, where they are one with God. That's why they study the Bible so much. And there's only a certain amount of people in the history that have ever been able to do it. They're chasing it, blah, blah, blah. But your future body depends on where your soul was last. Does that make sense? So you either get punished for your last life or gifted because of your last life, depending upon where it is. And then once your soul has graduated to the point it needs to be, then it goes to heaven or the good place or whatever it is. So it's pretty crazy.
Does Tiger still wear one of these? I know when he came out for his press conference, I think he had one on.
Yeah, and to be honest, if this is like a Wikipedia definition or something like that, I can't read that personally, but I know that there are people that actually practice that are not thrilled that people started doing that. I guess.
Really?
Yeah, it was not a.
Well received.
It was not a well received thing, I guess.
Well, and that's kind of similar to Hinduism, right? With reincarnation, because it's like once you get to your final life and you're close enough to God, then you're not reincarnated.
Does the Hinduism have the tiers?
Yeah, the caste system.
The caste system where
Yeah.
you're tiered in there, and then you just you assume your soul moves up there.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk about what led to this spiritual conversation between you and I?
Yeah, what did
When I asked you, Pat, where do you want to be buried when you pass on?
Oh yeah, I don't want to be buried. I want to be frozen. Yeah, Ted
Williams.
I said the headline's probably going to read, as opposed to leaving his family any of his fortune, he has decided to spend $15 million a year to keep himself frozen for at least 100 years. So asshole Pat McAfee is quoted as saying, "Bring me back when you find a cure, bitches."
So you and Walt Disney.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean,
Ted Williams.
Ted Williams, hell yeah.
I don't know who Ted Williams is, I don't think.
Just his head, I think, though.
Baseball
Teddy
was
Ball,
right.
Teddy Ballgame.
Teddy Ballgame, he froze himself?
Oh, yeah.
Didn't he freeze just his head?
Yeah, that's what they do. They just cut your head off and freeze your head.
No, I want full body. Put me on the
That's
ice.
going to be pricey.
It's going to be $150 million a year, I think.
Hey, what's that movie? Isn't that a Travolta movie?
Spy Who Shagged Me.
What are you talking? Yeah, Austin Powers, dude.
No, when he was frozen, all of a sudden they
I lost my mojo. Mike McCarthy was like, fucking put it on the board.
Captain America.
His mojo's his dick, right?
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy's like, we need some dick moments.
Yeah.
Type of things don't my bag, baby. What a movie, dude.
I watched it last night, actually.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Hold up?
Still holds up. Oh, yeah.
So good.
Oh, here's another conversation we had. You know, we know movies, music, what holds up, what doesn't.
Yeah.
Only the bangers survive. I wish we could go to one of our old stores we went to as children and just see what that place looked like in comparison to real life now. For instance, we had a place called Hills that we went to.
Great place.
Love that. Bingo. That's how you,
Wait,
me.
with the slushies?
It was like Ames and Hills. It was kind of like a Farmore, which also is dead now as well.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a Target before it was Targets.
But I think a different level of Target. I think Target is a different.
It's like a shitty Walmart.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I wish we could have went when we went back home, stopped in Hills, just to be like, this place I remember from my childhood pretty good, and then just be like, oh, this did not hold up at all. You know what I mean? Because you only get to do that with music. You don't really get to do that with many other things. In art, you don't really get to see what holds up and what doesn't from your like childhood memories. You know.
There's Hills in Ohio. We used to go there because they had the slushy machines, and I think they had like NFL cups, and we'd want to get the different teams.
Ooh, the Hawk family outing. Let's go get a goddamn Bengals cup. You love the Bengals, right? That was the team growing up.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Bengals for sure. Like if I had to pick a team, they were my team, but I was never like all in, drop everything to watch every game. I never did that.
I liked players, always did. My dad was a diehard Steelers fan though, but if my dad knew that the Pittsburgh Steelers weren't going to have an indoor practice facility until whatever years after 2021, there's no way he would have. I don't know how anybody remains a Bengals fan.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Pick a different team.
I have no idea. I respect it. I appreciate it. It's a great stadium, but the ownership of your team does not want you to really compete. I mean, that's real. What do you want? I don't know what else.
We'll see, man. Katie Blackburn, his daughter, is doing a lot of that now. Let's see if she tries to get that ball rolling and wants to put a bubble over maybe one of the practice fields.
How cool would that be? Duquesne has a bubble over their practice field in Pittsburgh. Duquesne. Okay, it's almost an Ivy League.
High schools have indoors.
Yeah, it's like, what are we even? Are you not trying? Joey Burrow's not going to say a word because he's an Ohio kid. He's not going to say anything. He's young. You know, there's rumors like Joey's not going to want to go to Cincinnati. He's like, well, he's an Ohio kid. That's probably not going to happen. He's going to have to go there. But everybody else should be speaking up for those guys and for those fans. Like, yo, build the fucking indoor facility. Just maybe get above, like, sloppy joes for lunch, too. I was thinking of that lady extra sloppy. Like, just let's try to win this goddamn thing. Is that not? Am I misreading?
Food was good. The food greatly improved the year I got there. Like, as they got a new cafeteria, or as the owner liked to say, the new restaurant was downstairs, and it was very good food, actually.
Okay, so the food's good, because that was one of Carson's thing. Carson was like, I'm eating fucking
hamburger helper every night.
I'm eating
spam.
I got no indoor. Get me out of here. This is not the NFL.
What if Joe Burrow signs a new deal like 3-4 years from now, and then he's like, okay, here we go, boom, he puts a bubble in for him.
There's the indoor facility for the Bengals.
Oh, there you go.
That's awesome.
It's a little warm-up spot outside the weight room.
Well, look, there's a hoop over there, too, if you want to get wet.
Oh, yeah. Little free throw line.
Bro, I'm fucking flying in this thing with the AstroTurf on the bottom there. I got no fear of falling on the bricks or cement. I'm going flying around at that thing.
Windmill.
They got to win it all. They have to at one point, you know? And to do that, you got to go all in. And they ain't ever going to do that.
Nope.
It's a shame.
Yeah, I mean, hey, didn't Hendrickson get a sack in their first preseason game? They got to feel good about that.
That's a good investment. Joey Burrow said, I'm back. Hey, I'm back. The team seems like against all the odds, they find success sometimes, you know, and then they don't for a long period of time. They keep the head coach because they don't want to have to pay somebody else, and then maybe they're just stuck into a rut forever. Have you met Zach Taylor? Is he good?
I have not met him. I saw him when I was watching some of the Bengals preseason game. He looked to be in command on the sideline. He had a short sleeve shirt on. He looked like he was in good shape, so I think he works out, and I think he should put on like 25 solid pounds of muscle. Get on all the juice you need to, because then maybe people will start taking him more serious and think the Bengals are more of a threat.
No, just win a game. That's all.
Just win a game and gain 30 pounds of muscle, and I think then there's a whole overhaul for the Bengals, and then maybe that bubble comes in.
I think so, too. All right, I got to get out of here. I got to hop on a plane.
Good catch. Where are you headed?
Phoenix, Arizona.
Now?
Yeah, we're putting a whole setup together, yeah. I'm going out there. I'm going to go take a nap for a couple of days. I'm going to do a show and then nap. You know what I mean?
Oh, you got to go to Phoenix for that?
Yeah. I'm going to just fucking relax, dude. All right, I'm going to go to Phoenix. All right, I'm going to be there next
Well, you have wrestling, right? Friday you have wrestling there?
In Phoenix, yeah. And I'm going to do the show. Don't worry about it. The show's going to be completely fine.
Oh,
all right,
yeah.
you will see me. All right, don't you worry about that.
I wasn't worried. I just thought you may have got your days mixed up.
I'm trying to get real comfortable here with this.
Pretty, getting pretty
Do
good.
it again.
What?
Do it again.
Whew.
What about the left?
I'm not a right-handed.
Wouldn't make sense.
Are you sure? You just figured out you bat left.
I'm actually, I have an interesting mixture of cursive, basic ass handwriting, capital letters, lowercase letters. I have a pretty good I feel pretty solid about the art that I put down whenever I do the little chicken scratch on the loose leaf or whatever.
You do have good handwriting.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You can read it.
Oh yeah, for sure. And they usually say like people with like your temperament and like you know like brain activity or whatever, like it's you're supposed to have shitty handwriting.
But I take a lot of pride. I don't write much, but when I do, I try. Yeah, me, doctors,
Gary V.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot going on.
Gary V can draw. What are you talking about? He has impeccable handwriting.
He does. He's actually selling NFTs of drawings that he has
skunks
created.
and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Come on, bro. Gary
Congrats,
friends.
Gary.
V friends, dude. What you need to do once a day. I'm not.
What is it? I don't know all of his taglines.
Nah, this one isn't a tagline. This one kind of scared the internet a little bit.
Yeah.
It was taken out of context.
There's one
the kill your grandma thing or whatever?
There you go. Think about someone once a day for 5 minutes. Picture someone you love being dead. And that's what you should do.
Getting shot in the fucking face.
Boom.
Hey,
You
that'll
need to
put
add
things.
that to the Arsenal tie.
Hey, that'll put things into perspective. No, we don't need. I'm a big Gary V guy over here. We don't.
So
need,
am I. What do you mean? That's the greatest
Love
form of
Gary.
flattery. You know that.
I don't think Sirianni's saying that.
No, Sirianni, he loved it, I thought.
Has Sirianni
I heard he loved it.
Senior Kobayashi, I wonder.
Did he say
I don't
something?
know. He seems like he's pretty locked in. I mean, he was talking to Bill, and I think he said something like, Bill, I noticed that when you're getting ready to compete for a practice, when practice is starting, you're putting the 25s on. I'm going to go in the weight room. I'm going to embarrass you before this joint practice. And then with my X's and O's and my philosophy and what we do with competing and getting better, I'm going to embarrass you on the football field as well. Okay? So get ready for it.
I don't think.
I mean, who posted that? Who posted that picture?
Somebody who saw Bill talking to what appeared to be a massive. Big pop out of Sirianni. Who knows what Belichick said here? Big pop. Great moment. What if this Italian son of a bitch right here who does the less thinky, more athlete takeover? What if he's the next Belichick?
Could happen. What if MCDC is?
I hope so.
What if MCDC is the next Bill Belichick?
Could be.
I mean, how's your hand, man? Some guy hit him in practice while he was mic'd up, and he classic. You break your hand.
Break your hand.
And then two periods later, I think it seemed like in the editing, he went over to the guy and asked him how his hand was doing. Guys, I didn't hit you that hard. He was like, it wasn't about how hard you hit, it was about what you hit. MCDC, I love that guy. He's got a sleeve on his knee every day at practice. He's out there doing it.
Man, he's a good player. People forget. Like, the dude was a solid tight end in the league for a while.
Well, what if he's Bill Belichick? He might be the greatest coach of all time. Zach Taylor, he's off to a disappointing start completely. Nobody really knows why. What if he turns around, he becomes Bill Belichick? Like Bill Belichick was bad in Cleveland, was not good in Cleveland.
True.
Gets up to New England, turns that whole thing around. And he probably wouldn't have been, if it wasn't for this dynasty run, for a couple of things that had to have happened there. You never know who the next great coach is. That's why I don't want to bury anybody too soon. But Sirianni does have a couple press conferences to make you go, that guy's definitely different than everybody else.
Yeah, for sure. We're not talking about his acumen as a football coach. No.
We don't know, actually.
We don't know.
We have no idea.
We're just saying every time he gets in front of a microphone, he kind of sounds like an asshole.
Whoa.
He does.
Whoa.
We're going to look at all these different things that we are going to combine to get together in order to put the best football product out on the field that we can. And I assure you, we are going to win we're going to win a lot of football games this year. Jalen's a competitor. He competes.
How much do you watch of this guy? Do you watch this guy a lot or no?
Not that much.
Now you're just going.
Yeah, he kind of just.
Hey, what did you say? What did Sirianni say the other day that I loved it. You said he competes. He loves to do rock, paper, and scissors with me.
Yeah, that's
how you said
that
it.
was his thing. That was his thing, actually. That's one of the things he did say about those combine meetings.
Yes, at the combine, I like to bring a guy in and kind of mentally disarm them by saying, "Hey, let's play a game of rock, paper, scissors." Okay, these guys aren't ripped, but it lets me know. Is this guy going to compete? Does he want to get? Is he going to get mad if I, throw rock and he throws scissors? Is he when he throws paper? What are his facial expressions like? These are the little mechanics and details and idiosyncrasies that I'm trying to, put together on this football team.
I fucking love it. I hope Sirianni's good, by the way. And I hope he comes on the show one day and he looks at Ty and he just goes, "Fuck you."
And with all due respect. Go fuck yourself.
That'd be awesome.
Nick, what were you going to say? You were going to say something?
We were talking about his coaching acumen. I just did a little quick research here. He actually got his start. His second coaching job was as a wide receivers coach at IUP, the Indiana University of Pennsylvania.
Guy gets
Wow. Hey, he can survive tough times if he's up there at IUP. If he got out of there without any diseases, too. From there, he progressed to Indiana University of Pennsylvania, IUP, as wide receivers coach under Lou Tepper. Hey, Lou Tepper coaches a tight ship up there.
Yeah.
All right, old Lou Tepper will get it going.
They won the PSAC for about 30 straight years. He got it.
Yeah, they're good. Hey, that place was a pipeline right there.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad I was unaware of that. I'm glad you let me know.
Nah, everybody just goes there and gets drunk underage and has a good time. That's what IUP is, basically. No condoms. That city doesn't allow condoms.
It's dry as far as condoms in that city?
Yeah, nobody's allowed to wrap up and have safe sex there in IUP for about the last 45, 50 years. It seems like if everybody's legendary tales have added up, it seems like there's a lot of... Uncle Herpy comes to the party and then I guess just pass it around.
Yeah, sure.
You got herpes, you got herpes, you got too. That's what I heard, allegedly. Probably cleaned it up since then.
Where's that song from? Is that a new Drake cut from the new album?
No, that was like when you're in high school and hey, there's a party at IUP this weekend. Everybody be like, oh, we can go up there and have a good time. It's like, you got herpes, you got herpes, you do too. You got herpes, you got herpes, you should have worn a condom when you went to IUP, but you didn't, now you got the herpes. That's what we would say. But I think it's changed. I think they got new ownership up there, new leadership, more condoms and stuff.
Yep. Good for them.
Good stuff.
That's good for them.
So stupid.
Hey, this sounds so terrible, but that was literally all it was known for, was it not? I mean, maybe I was listening to the wrong crowds and having
No,
the
they
wrong.
run an award.
That's the show, dude. I don't know if they won an award for that. We're back tomorrow. Hey, AJ, see you, pal.
I'll see you, pal. Have fun on your flight. I know it'll go well.
It's going to be a
Safe
long one.
travels.
Hey, appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow. Appreciate you guys. Everybody that's watching, you're the best. Thank you so much. We'll do a big giveaway tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, leading into SummerSlam.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's a party of summer. We might as well celebrate as well before football season really kicks off. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
All right, see you guys, manana. That's the show. See you. Cheers.